Holy moly. And I don't even want to say it now because it's a big news. The freaking sleeper cells are open. I just got here. I mean, it's a nightmare of a day for me, and I can't wait to tell you about it because I think it's a God. I feel blasphemous. I swear. I really do. I think, this business with me and the numbers that pop up and stuff that happens and the fact that I'm the most miserable place in my life ever. And then all of a sudden good things out of nowhere. And this time, and today, it's unbelievable. It just, to me, it was a meaning thing. What happened to me today about a lost and a found is a silly little thing for anybody else. And I'm telling you, this is a powerful event. And I just came into the station like 15 minutes ago, so everything is, and of course, well, that's luckily I, start work around 5:30. So the half-hour
update around 4:30 is going to be very interesting.
We got nothing. Anyway, anyway, but again, I will get to my travails.
Just come out and say you got laid.
No, yeah, that'll be the day. There is a God. I tell you, I don't have that kind of cash. I am saving up. I've got a GoFundMe under a phony name, so I'm hoping to.
Hold on to your cash. Maybe you'll have some. Yeah.
Well, I once bought a fur coat for a girlfriend because she looked good in it. I swear to God. And then, and then she cheated on me. So, Anyway, Pete Davis in Mountains of Macon. What's going on? I haven't talked to you, but so I don't know what's going on. I assume I have some tweets later and sports stuff, a lot of sports stuff.
We got AI, we got tweets, we got sports, there's a lot to talk about today, so we were prepared to do it if you couldn't do it, but now we're glad you're here.
Yeah. Well, again, I was all set, and then in fact, I was all done with everything, but the last 3 hours before I go on air is time to edit everything and sort everything and get it all, the obvious stuff. There's, anybody who has a job to do at a deadline, you know what to do. So that luckily it was all, but still, freaking day. And as we begin, hold on. God, all right, I got to slow down. I still am. I'm way up here about this very bizarre day. Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, lovely Veronica. Anything new with you guys here overnight?
All is well. Had some bad weather last evening, but other than that, we were good.
Yeah.
This morning, our power went out for a minute.
Did it? I was wondering because it was windy. Was the thing I know. And then, in fact, before I checked the weather forecast, when I was doing stuff watching Jesse Waters last night, and sometime usually around 8 o'clock, 8:30 or something, I'll open up my little door, which is next to me onto my deck where I do my work stuff and I'm doing things, and I open that door to see what the weather was like, and wham! It was like 40 degrees all of a sudden and 40-mile-an-hour wind blowing stuff around. So anyway, as well, good. All right, so now, Kemper, Pete, and Flounder, here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Shannon Burke, I'm through at 5 o'clock, I'm hoping. Is that true still?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. From the
Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio. That's what exactly took the words precisely out of the old Kimmer. Okay, now, first of all, the latest update is, I guess the guy's dead who did the ramming of the synagogue and the shoot. Is he dead now? Do I understand that? Supposedly, and do we know whether he killed himself or whether they killed him?
We don't know that yet.
And the good news is that there was somebody there in security. And remember,
apparently they were prepared for something like this.
And wasn't it last fall or sometime, like 100 miles away or in the same place or same kind of thing in Michigan, the guy rammed his car into the synagogue and shot everybody. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And killed a bunch of like
Jewish
15 people.
Michigan these days,
anywhere.
You better have a gun.
In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm serious about this. First of all, we are blaming you Democrats. We're blaming especially the Biden administration, that freaking brain-addled, cadaver autopen, phony traitor to his country, and that enabling cuckolding wife of his who's behind all of it, enabled how many hundreds of thousands or millions of people who want to do this country harm, allowed them to come into our country unfreaking vetted. Well, you're looking to say, this has been happening now, and all of a sudden now they're worried about sleeper cells. How could they get in here? And I heard on the radio coming in here, and I don't know whether it's been confirmed yet, and again, so forgive me because it was in the car. But the last I heard, there was somebody, I think it was on the talk show guys, that said there was a girl called in, or maybe it was their producer or somebody, and said that unconfirmed reports are from someone who has high authority in information that the first names of both of the guys who shot the Dominion college thing or whatever it was, and the ramming, both their names start with Mohammed. Again, I do not know if that's confirmed. I heard it on the radio, on our radio station, so I'm passing along what I heard. I don't know if that's been confirmed. And again, and I don't know whether the sleeper cell's activated. Sure sounds kind of fishy, especially since the baby Ayatollah Cockamamie is just, of course, he's probably dead, but in his name, the cardboard cutout of him released a statement saying, "We're coming to get you. You should know better." So.
Why are we concerned about sleeper cells when for years the imams themselves in Michigan and New York City and other places here in America have come right out and said, "Death to America, we're not here to assimilate, we're here to set up a caliphate, we're here to change things, you're all infidels," and they laugh while they're saying it because they're using our own laws and basically rules against us, our own rights against us, and we just sit back and go, "Oh, well, we got to tolerate it."
Yeah, they're the same people who prevent America from sending back gangbangers and wife beaters to their own country. I mean, it's astounding.
And then host them in the New York City mayor's office in this little kindergarten Islamic get-together he had. The mayor did.
Yeah, that's right. Another Jew hater. I mean, clearly, nobody can believe it. I mean, I don't understand how people look at America and see what Donald Trump is actually doing for things like world peace. I don't know how they can understand what else is going on in this country. And again, especially all these Jew haters. And the support for the Jew haters. Again, the reason it's astounding. All right, so we got a whole bunch of stuff on that. And also, I'm up to freaking here. I mentioned this yesterday, and I kind of got cut off because we had some phone calls, and I never got back to the topic of these freaking Democrat liberals complaining about the food that troops get in the military. It's driving me nuts if I don't stick a thing with that thing there. And I understand, Flounder, you have some comment. Now, Johnny Jones is a war hero. He's a Marine, got his legs shut off, is a bomb technician, and you've heard him, you've seen him. He's a Fox contributor. He lives in Georgia. If he runs for office, he'll win. And he's just a terrific guy. He does a lot of weekend anchoring stuff on the shows. He's all over the place. You know him. And Flounder, and I think you got some comments
so he
about this very issue?
Tweeted this morning because this story is becoming a couple days old, but he talks about it being over there when he was there and how nice it was to receive something like that at that time and things like that. Yeah. And we got some good audio we can play later.
Okay. And also, I'm telling you, it's an old cliche, I think, from Napoleon. An army runs on its stomach. Let me say one other thing too, and again, I won't labor this too much, but these are the same people who complained about having to use the rest of the budget. They had to spend it on something, so we got some great food for the troops. And I mentioned yesterday how great it is to be able to go when you're on active duty someplace in a war zone or anywhere else for that matter, away from your family or in a tour duty station and everything else, to have a nice freaking meal. Anyway, so these are the same freaking people who, remember when the National Guard first got called out? Talk about phonies. These are the same freaking liberals who said, "Oh my God, you made them sleep on the floor. Nobody's taking care of our military. You need to trade our..." Remember that? They were screaming about how it was such horrible conditions having to sleep on the floor. And I went nuts. I said, I got a few places I'd rather not sleep than on a nice floor. Oh my God. And these are the same people who now all of a sudden then pretended to be so concerned about the health and welfare of our military soldiers on duty. And now they're complaining they're getting food that's too good. You freaking phonies. I guarantee you, if you just changed the parties who were in office at the time, it would all be exactly different. If Obama had done what Trump has been doing in Iran, they'd have parades in his honor. They've already put up statues to him. Oh, by the way, I read the other day that Valerie Jarrett, that traitor who's behind a lot of the Hillary Rotten peace-stinking fart cabbage business on the Russian collusion and all that stuff, do you know Valerie Jarrett's getting almost $1 million a year to be the executive in charge of the Obama mausoleum or whatever the hell they're calling it, the dumpster. Yeah, the Death Star. She's getting almost $1 million a year to be in charge of overwatching that mausoleum, or it looks like an incinerator. It's just horrible.
It looks like one of those high-tech garbage cans you see at the airport.
He goes, I mean, I wouldn't go in there. I don't think you ever come out. By the way, the Babylon Bee says when you go into the new Obama Museum thing, you're going to be able to print out your own new fake birth certificate. Anyway, by the way, I have mine with me. And for a good reason. I swear to God, man, I'm sitting right here. I'll show you. Anyway, Kermit, Pete, and Flounder. Man, we got it all, man. Yeah. Woo, look out. Here we go.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Xtra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Xtra 106.3 and the Xtra app.
Well, Stovall and Company's got your planting stuff, and here we go. Holy smokes, we got sunshine, we got up and down temperatures and planting season, and spring early, maybe, I don't know. Stovall and Company, third generation, locally owned, wholesale landscaping supply business of folks that you can trust to do the right thing. In fact, if you're looking for something special and they don't have it, they'll tell you where else to get it. I can't believe it. I mean, they'd rather not, but, still, this is really a terrific. Paul and the boys taking care of business. They're a local company, so they've got all the supplies for landscaping things and trees and shrubs and sod and seeds and outdoor stuff for an outdoor kitchen or concrete for, fireplace and all that stuff. Look them up, StovallInc.com.
The future of lacrosse starts here. Join the Georgia Swarm in their 10th season for Grow the Game Night, Saturday, March 14th at Gas South Arena. Presented by Singleton Marine. Lacrosse is one of the fastest growing youth sports in America. So join the Swarm this Saturday night to inspire the next generation with fast-paced National Lacrosse League action. The Georgia Swarm is the South's home to professional lacrosse. Get your tickets for Saturday, March 14th at 7:30 p.m. Gas South Arena at georgiaswarm.com.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
Los, we found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee.
How do you prove that?
We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal.
How much can people save when they buy their next vehicle with the Honest Car Guy?
I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. On a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000. But it's through the course of the whole sale. The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%, or really it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, try the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or honestcarguy.com.
Georgia Tech baseball tickets are now on sale for the 2026 season.
2-0 and ripped into right field. Burnett going back, but this one is to the top of the chop house.
Don't miss the action and save your seat now.
Back to the track. This ball is gone. Vaughn Lackey start off the bottom of the first with a solo shot to the opposite field.
Watch head coach James Ramsey and the Yellow Jackets live at MacD's Baseball Park at Russ Chandler Stadium this season by going to RamblingWreck.com/tickets.
Let me share Brian's story. He's in Alabama, and he wrote in, he said, Glenn, after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and I am amazed at the relief that I have gotten. Those are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do. And I've seen that kind of transformation in myself, and hearing Brian's experience reinforces why I take endorsing Relief Factor so seriously. Before I started taking Relief Factor myself, I was losing hope that I could ever have a normal life again. My hands were in so much pain. It's created by doctors, a 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients. It supports the body's natural inflammatory response. Hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Brian and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So don't wait. If you're dealing with pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait anymore. Feel what it's like to be out of pain. 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Attention, Antifa, human traffickers, cartels, and woke DAs. With Chris Carr as governor, you won't stand a chance.
I'm Chris Carr. In Georgia, we will prosecute you. It's easy for politicians to talk tough, but I'm the only Republican who put gangs, human traffickers, and Antifa behind bars. I even fought Obama, Biden, and Abrams in court and won. If you're attacking our police or our freedoms, I'll be your worst nightmare.
Chris Carr doesn't just talk tough. Carr had the courage, brought the cases, and locked up the criminals. He has more than 120 gang convictions. Over 200 human trafficking victims have been rescued and seized enough fentanyl to kill 3.5 million Georgians. Carr's taking on the woke left, making crime illegal again. As governor, Chris Carr will keep up the fight and never back down. Chris Carr, governor. Real fights, real wins, real conservative. Paid for by Carr for Georgia.
Oh, hold on a minute. There we go. Hold on. Stand by. I played the harmonica with Bob Dylan. Wow! And so did Pete. It's a duet with Bob Dylan. It's fine. This will get us a Peabody. This will get it fine. I'll tell you, it's a day. It's a day and it's a heavenly thing. I'm not making that up. And please don't. I'm not being blasphemous. I'll get to it in a second. First, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, this day in 2013, was voted into the American Academy of Arts and Letters, marking the first time that a rock musician had been chosen for the Elite Honor Society. Officials in the Academy, which recognizes music, literature, and visual art, were unable to decide if Bob Dylan belonged for his words or his music. So they made him an honorary member, like previous honorees Meryl Streep, Woody Allen, and Martin Scorsese. Bob Dylan, 2013. A little honor there for you. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 320, 404-741-1230. Birthdays include Courtney B. Vance. He is the ADA Ron Carver on Law & Order Criminal Intent. Johnny Cochran on The People versus O.J. Simpson. I wish they'd play that series again. I would watch that. I really would. See Marsha Clark and Darden and all those. I really would. I would definitely watch that again. He's Angela Bassett's husband in real life. And Courtney B. Vance, 66 years old today, graduated from both Harvard and Yale. So there you go. So he's a what do you call him? Not a preppy. What do you call it? A Ivy Leaguer. There you go. God, it's in my head. Sorry.
Words for 1,000, Alex.
What is? The man's lost it. It's all gone. Our history. I got to talk about my day. I'm going to explode, but we get all this newsy stuff, and I don't want to just be personal and stupid. But I really think it's a thing. Okay, on this day, what do Donald Trump and FDR have in common? Pete Davis?
Well, there's lots of things.
The fireside chat. I'm making a thing. Donald Trump is kind of the modern day version of the fireside chat. He does a lot of public speaking to the people directly and tries to, explain things and calm things and take questions. And I mean, it's really amazing. Fiorello LaGuardia used to read the Sunday comics in New York for stuff. Anyway, well, it all started in 1933 on this day. President Franklin Roosevelt gives his first fireside chat radio broadcast 8 days after he took office. Again, this is 33 in the Depression. Roosevelt felt that the fledgling new medium of radio would help him counter the conservative bias of newspapers of the time going through the Depression. Over his 12-year presidency, Roosevelt chatted popular support for his New Deal. When World War II began, he explained the wartime policies to the people. He won had millions of letters flooding the White House. Farmers, businessmen, women, kids entered there. They're spoken directly to them, and he really made an impact, and Donald Trump's doing the same thing in a modern age. All right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. What's the matter? You got a little thing there?
Yeah, we got Mr. Victor on the horn.
Mr. Victor. Hello, Mr. Victor. How's it going?
Victor. Hey, Kimmer, man, how are you doing? Hey, listen, I'm sure you know this, but this hurts me. And being a Hispanic like myself, I feel like I have the authority to say this.
Please do.
But I think the Democrats would rather give steak, lobster, and ice cream to illegals rather than giving it to our military men and women who put on the uniform voluntarily. And you probably know let's take the submarine. Let's take the Navy, for instance.
Oh, man,
These
that's the
guys
best.
And gals are under.
They're the best. They get the best everything.
Water.
Yeah.
They're underwater for months at a time. They can't see the sun. So we give them some ice cream to keep the morale up. What's wrong with that? Democrats have a problem with this. I don't understand it.
Well, you had it exactly on the head. I promise you that the Democrats who were bitching about the money spent for good food for our military would rather have that money spent on taking care of illegal immigrants. I know that's absolutely the truth. And for the record, in terms of military chow, the Navy is known for the best service food there is. And the Marine Corps, as a department of the Navy, the men's department, goes through the same thing. I'm telling you, and we love it. And submariners or submariners, they get the best of the best of the best, because that's a brutal way to make a living. If you're in a metal tube underwater for weeks and weeks, I couldn't do it. I guarantee you. And those people, in fact, I'm telling you, you probably know this. There's an actual code known in the military that the submariners are told that this is horrible duty, but you're going to get the best food there is, and they get surf and turf and everything 100%. They freaking want, and they deserve it too.
Absolutely. And they deserve it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how any American, and especially an elected official, can look at me and tell me that you have a problem with feeding our military. I think they should get surf and turf no matter in battle or not. It just blows my mind, Kimber. I don't get it.
I know.
And I have so much family in Mexico, and they support Trump more than some of the Americans I know support, or Democrats at least.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind.
I'm not surprised. I totally believe it. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And you're absolutely right. And again, this is so ridiculous, because I promise you, if Putin had been president right now and he said, you know what, we're going to start treating our soldiers and sailors better than they're being treated now. I say surf and turf for all the men over there, men and women serving overseas. Yay, oh my God, he's taking care of the troops. No one's been a president like Putin. You dirty, stinking, phony liberals. You're just freaking phonies. You hate Donald Trump so much, and you don't even know why. You don't even care to look at the truth. What has he done that makes him so hateable? I mean, seriously, name me 3 things that he has done, not said, not talked about, women and their special parts, like who hasn't? I'm talking about, what has he done? What has Donald Trump done that makes him so hated? Seriously. Compared to everything he's done that should make the world be a safer freaking place.
He's an achiever, and this country has hated achievers for the last half century or more. He didn't depend on the government to do this for him. He doesn't depend on it now. He's not, held hostage by Democrats about he needs this for money or needs that for money. He can't be bought. And they hate that. They want control. They want to control you from cradle to grave, and they can't do that with them.
And it's so obvious because, again, when you see people who were in the military sitting on their hands when Donald Trump was awarding the Medal of Honor, I mean, they can't believe that that's the right thing to do. They're just cowards. They have so much hate in them that they're afraid to actually do the right thing. They've kind of convinced themselves that they are doing the right thing by trying to block everything. It's driving me nuts.
You give them far too much credit. I think they hate this country. I think they hate everything about this country.
Well, I agree with that too. But
lush life it's given them.
I know, but then we got John Fetterman. He wants us to kill the guy, John Fetterman. Yeah. I mean, so there's still some a kernel of a Democrat who's still a strong Democrat who says, no, wait a minute, there are certain things that are just right and wrong, and these people are going to burn in hell. You can't if you really believe those things that they're doing, they're destined to doom.
But Fetterman will probably lose his primary in the next election.
Yeah, they'll go after him. They're already planning that right now. I wonder who. They're doing that now. And by the way, let me say this: the latest thing is about this update on the attack in the Michigan synagogue. The guy's dead. And do I understand? Again, I've been Kennedy Man came in, actually got here later than I wanted to. But do I understand that he was armed, had a weapon, bashed into the synagogue, and then was armed? And I'm still not sure who killed him, or if he did or they did. I don't know. But the good news is there were security guards at that synagogue, which again was not that far from the synagogue, the church and synagogue that got shot up last fall or whatever it was. And let me say this: I really mean this, and I hope that local, anywhere, Jewish communities and synagogues or whatever meeting places they have outside of going to a service is warning them to be vigilant and be careful. And can somebody tell me what the policy of guns in a synagogue is? If somebody invites me to go to a synagogue to watch see a service, I'll be armed. Unless they say, search me and tell me I can't bring it in. But I'll tell you this: I think everybody I think these days, honestly, I know, and not for everybody because everybody doesn't like guns. But if you know what you're doing, you're a service person and you got experience, stuff like that. I don't have a problem with being armed in church, and I am or have been.
Well, I don't think they let you in because you're not Jewish with a gun. But this thing about the Old Dominion shooter, we know who he is. We know his name. He was in the Army National Guard. He's Muslim. His name's Muhammad.
Muhammad, yeah.
And he basically got convicted of helping ISIS in 2016.
Yeah.
And yet he's still walking around free in the United States of America. How the hell is he not out of here?
Yeah.
He's in West Africa.
Well, our last administration let hundreds of thousands in like that, as far as we know. Maybe millions. I mean, seriously, they didn't vet anybody. And remember the scandals when they found out they would go to the plate and they would turn in their cards. They say, well, this child's in the custody of John Fringen. And then so they get all the cards together. Hey, I'll be damned. There are 150,000 children going to John Fringen. I'll be damned. Because they just let him in. It disappeared. And
they kept him here after they convicted him for being a terrorist.
Yeah, exactly. They should have shot him in the eye. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
A danger to our country, and they knew it. And his name is Muhammad. And is that a sleeper cell? All of a sudden, two things now. We got the synagogue ramming, and the guy's dead, and Muhammad at the Old Dominion. I mean, come on. Am I overreacting here? Are they being? And again, it's only two. It's not like there's 1,000, thank God. But it's early.
It's not just if they do have sleeper cells here, which they probably do. This is also individuals who just say, "Hey, here's my time to shine.
Yeah,
I want to be in the news too."
And let's all try to discover who spurned them into action. Which was it? The Republicans or who are the liberals in this country are causing this? If the Democrats had come out en masse without their little stupid costumes and said, ladies and gentlemen, this violence thing is wrong. We have to stop this. It's not right for our country. We want to take back our country in the Democrat Party, but all this is wrong. They're nothing. They're in favor of it. They're encouraging it. They started it. They're the ones who got Donald Trump shot in the face. I mean, seriously, it's the Democrats to blame, the Jew haters of this country. And by the way, all those people who do stuff like that, they're all Democrats. 3:30. Okay, well, that's it for me. Sorry. I posted my video to say thank you to a neighborhood lady, and I'm telling you, I think there's a thing from my lucky star way up there above. Kimber Pete and Flounder, 3:30, and Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock joining us, too. How you doing? Join us, will you? What do you think? What's going on?
Neil Bortz is only live on Xtra 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the Xtra 106.3 app.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, where we're bringing you the biggest diamond engagement and wedding event of the year. Our spring bridal event is back. For one weekend only, take advantage of exclusive savings, extensive designer lines, and an incredible event-only diamond selection. Plus, get event-only savings of up to $3,000 or 0% APR financing for 3 years at D. Geller & Son's spring bridal event. It's this weekend, Friday through Sunday, in both showrooms, Kennesaw and Sandy Springs. Save even more when you RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Okay, here we go. This health insurance business may be a little complicated, so let me ask you this. So when you got your health insurance bill this month, did you look at that thing and say, this is getting kind of expensive and I don't even want to use it, and you think maybe it seems like kind of a waste of money? Well, a lot of folks are thinking the same thing. Expensive, but you can't afford to not have it, so what do? Well, that's where my guy comes in. I got a guy, Steven, the health insurance doctor. He does this every day. They call him the doctor because he's been doing it almost 20 years or something. Look at what you have. He'll see what you have and tell you straight away if there's a better way. An example, this is a true story. One family paying over $3,000 a month, now paying about $1,200 without sacrificing their coverage. Doesn't happen for everyone, but it shows what's possible. Yes, there are plans with PPO networks, no deductible options, year-round enrollment. Anybody can sit around and complain about it, but all those premiums are going to stack up unless you do something about it. Call my friend Steven, the health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. Visit healthinsurancedoctor.net. Find out how much you might be saving. It might even surprise you. healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know a lot of our listeners, they've heard about the big, beautiful bill, but they might not fully understand all 900 pages of it. So what are some of the most important things folks need to know when it comes to taxes as they approach their retirement?
Oh, Kevin, I imagine the politicians don't know what half of that 900-page document was about. But as it pertains to financial planning, there's some major tax changes. Things like no tax on tips, some big deductions and changes to the way we pay taxes on Social Security. There's also some big changes to the way we're actually allowed to do SALT and other deductions to minimize what we pay from a tax perspective. But your CPA has got to be aware and got to be planning for that. So we've got to get to work on that.
I know it's 900 plus pages, Evan, but ultimately it's probably not what everyone had on their summer reading list. But ultimately, we know tax implications.
We are blaming you.
Really derail a retirement plan when all's said and done, can't they?
Well, 100%. I mean, think of it this way. If you make $1, but then you got to give half of it or more to Uncle Sam, and trust me, between capital gains taxes, taxes on your Social Security, taxes on your ordinary income and dividend and interest income, you're going to be giving a huge chunk to Uncle Sam unless we do some proper planning. And with that, we can minimize, in some cases, completely eliminate the taxes that you're paying.
A new tax plan can mean new tax strategies. And if you'd like to learn more, give Atlas Retirement a call today and let them put together a complimentary tax map just for you with absolutely no obligation. Give them a call today, 678-736-7799. Again, that's 678-736-7799 or online at atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
It's the Doobie Brothers. Kind of like home here at the old Wadey 106.3. Kimmer Pete Flounder, and in 2012, the Doobie Brothers drummer passed away. Died at his home in Wyoming. He was 65. Michael Hossack, or Hossack, I guess, probably. He had cancer for some time. His family was by his side. He was a member of the Doobie Brothers between 71 and 73 and played on Listen to the Music and China Grove. Doobie Brothers, 2012. Phone calls take priority with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's Roswell Tim on the horn. Hey, Roswell Tim, what's going on?
Hey, Kimmer. Hey, on the food issue, any government cafeteria around Washington, D.C. ought to be required to feed only MREs to the elected officials.
Or the old C. I never had an MRE, but I had C rations, believe it or not, because I'm so freaking old. We had the brown cardboard containers of C rations, which had to be from World War II or Korea or someplace, and I loved them. I mean, they all had a pack of cigarettes in them. They had a 4-pack of 4 cigarettes in a little pack, and we used to trade the brothers. If we got Cools or Salem, we'd give them to the brothers and give the Luckies and the Marlboros and stuff.
Yeah, I personally like the C-Rats better because they're not politically correct. Other thing I wanted to bring out, Kimmer, was after 911, I know a lot of the high-speed boys, and after 911, they were out zapping sleeper cells all over this nation.
Yeah.
And that was back when they vetted them.
Yeah.
Instead of just opening the door. So I'm sure they're out there. and they kept it real quiet, but there was a lot of action going on that was never known to the press.
Yeah, well, I hope it's going on right now, too, man. Thanks, Roswell Tim. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. 338. Again, I don't know. There's 2 events now, and I think the second guy, someone said his name was also Mohammed, first name, who rammed into the synagogue in Michigan. I don't know. But either way, anyway, I'll keep you posted. All right, I'm going to calm down. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story here. James Taylor's birthday, 78 years old. Former smack addict, it says here. James Taylor's 78. And he and Karen Allen, not together, but live in the Berkshires, or at least have a home in the Berkshires of western Massachusetts, by the way, for the record. And on this day in history, 2016, based on the movie the same name, School of Rock was a musical comedy TV series on Nickelodeon in Austin, Texas. The series followed a group of rule-abiding students learning to take risks and reach heights thanks to the substitute teacher, Dewey Finn, a down-on-his-luck musician, language of rock and roll to inspire his class. The middle schoolers find themselves navigating relationships and discovering their unknown talents. Oh, my. Again, that was 2016. All right, 339, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Just for the record, I'm not making this up. I have in my sweaty hands my actual birth certificate. And here it is.
Is it on papyrus?
It is. I mean, I'm afraid to make it move because you can you hear
cow.
it? Can you hear
Moses
it?
sign it?
I swear to God. Well, the damn thing was signed in as a birth certificate from 1946. Anyway, but it's my actual birth certificate. Anyway, and also I have three ID cards with my pictures of my face on them that I did not have in my wallet, obviously, and one of them is from 1980. You ought to see I'll take a picture of my face from 1980, and also 1987. I think this is when they gave me a carry permit first time or something. And then this one, I got real fat. This was from the VA down in when I was retired in Florida. Anyway, the reason I carried these on my birth certificate was in case I got pulled over. And the reason I was worried about that was because I lost my wallet. I drove into the station. I did all my work. Everything's ready to go. I did stuff. I had errands, boom. So I drive into this, and before I get into the parking lot, I always make sure I have my wallet where I have my key card ready to go so I can hit the stamp and go in, boom. So I get about a mile from the parking lot, and I don't see my wallet. And so I pull over, and then I said, it's probably under the seat. I probably dropped it or something or other. And I pull over, and I look for it, and I realize I can't find it. So I frantically call Flounder and say, I can't find my wallet. And I'm here, I'm in the area. But now I got a decision to make. And I realized in the back of my head, two things happened. Guys, should I tell this story? Is this really stupid in the day when there's a lot going on? Okay. You can't see it, but I'm wearing a new jacket. This is a motorcycle jacket that I bought, probably 20 years ago and haven't worn because I really haven't. It's got fiberglass padding in the arms and back. So in case you have to dump it, you're more protected than a regular leather jacket. Anyway, so I said, hell, I'll wear this today because it's in the 40s or something. And before I left, I usually, when I'm coming in, I make sure I have my wallet and my phone in my pockets of my coat so I can get to them while I'm driving if I need to. Well, since I took this new coat, I thought to myself, oh, God, I'll bet I left my wallet on my table, right where I believe where the stairs are. And so I I told Flounder, well, I'm going to go back and get it because then I thought to myself, if for some chance I lost my wallet totally, then I got a bunch of phone calls to make, my credit cards, and I have to go get a temporary driver's license. I mean, it's a nightmare, but you lose a wallet. I've lost a wallet. You guys ever lost a wallet? Everything in your wallet?
Yes, it definitely sucks.
A nightmare. Okay, so I'm going
through. I had a miracle too to find it.
Yeah, so
you're right.
So I'm going through that, and then I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, and I think in the back of my head, I remember I have a satchel and a cooler and stuff, and I was leaving something on the garage, and so I had my hands full, and I got to the car, opened the passenger door, put my stuff in, and I think I remember putting my wallet on top of the car. And so, I was, I got in the car, drove into work and so forth. So when I go back to my house, I'm thinking to myself, I hope to God it's sitting there on the table. And if it's not, I hope it fell into my driveway. And sure enough, I get into the drive. I go home. I get to the driveway. I go in the house. I know it's not there. I can't find it. I'm frantic. So I go back to the car. I search the car. I search the garage. I search the bushes near where my driveway is. All this stuff. I take a trip around the driveway, and I'm talking to Flounder. I'm frantic. Flounder says, "All right, calm down. Take 10 minutes. Decide what you want to do. Pete can do the show alone, and everything will be fine." And I know which is true, but still, So I'm going crazy, and I drive around the circle again, and I get to my driveway, and I say, "Well, that's it. I'm going to have to. I'll go to work and take a chance." And that's why I brought my birth certificate and some old IDs in case I got pulled over. I'm a real person. And so as I'm getting ready to back out, I'm talking to Flounder, and a lady in my neighborhood walking her little doggy is holding up my wallet. And I said, "Oh my God, is that my wallet? Is that my wallet?" And I think Flounder I think I was on the phone with you.
Yeah, and then you hung up.
And now I was very excited.
Don't need you anymore.
I know. I said, "Well, of course I hung up." I would say, "Hold on, ma'am. I want to talk to Flounder for a while yet." I mean, what do you think I was going to? Anyway, so God bless her. And so I put video of her. I taped videoed her and put that on Facebook and YouTube to say thank you. And by the way, one of the other freaking ironies, as I'm coming in today, not knowing yet that I don't have a wallet, okay, my first trip into the station, I pull up where that little Presbyterian church is. I put some video yesterday about that, with that little thing in Roswell, and I pull up to a traffic light, and there's nobody behind. There's 4 cars on my left, and I'm going to go straight, so I'm in the right-hand lane. I pull up, and I stop. I look to my side for a second to see what's going on. I look in the rearview mirror, and there's a cop about an inch from my bumper. How the hell do they do that? There was not a police officer anywhere. I go through that little park where the river, stuff like that. But there was nobody there, nothing. And I pull up to the light, and there's nobody around. And I look to the side and look back, and there's a cop right on my bumper. And I'm thinking, oh God, what? I didn't do anything. I was going like 26. I never speed in that area, so I'm a little nervous. I'm thinking my tag expires this month, but I luckily got the new one. Anyway, so I'm going frantic, and then I realize, oh my God, if he had pulled me over, I didn't have any ID of any kind on me at the time. And I mean, he would have had to. What do they do? Do they just handcuff you and take you in and make fingerprint you? I mean, take my word for it.
In your case, yeah.
I mean, seriously, what would he have to do if I had no ID? I mean, I had my work stuff and I got my name on things. I guess. Well, I don't even know if I have my name on things. Probably something. Oh yeah, something in the glove compartment. Obviously, work orders. But still, I'd get a ticket for not having my license. And I know they know you're insured. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, so now the thing about this is, honestly, I think this was a miracle. The timing, because I was ready to leave. I was ready to give up and leave, and when I heard that lady about 40 feet away from me, out of the side of my eye, I was just ready to leave, and none of this would have been coming out in any kind of good happiness. And I was going to call all my credit card people, and it would be a nightmare to begin the process and go, be on vacation before long. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how much, anyway. So thank you, Lord above. I swear this is one of those things like those numbers that keep popping up on 3:33 in the morning and 5:55 and stuff like that. So anyway, so thank you, man. And then she walked away. I didn't even get her name. With a little doggy, she just took off. What are the chances that first that somebody found it, and secondly that she didn't keep it, and there was no money in it, but my credit cards and the like.
I watched the tape, and the reason you didn't get her name is you do what you always do. You talked over her when she was trying to talk.
I did. I was so excited.
You were excited. You were happy. You should have been. She was trying to tell you how she found it. You're going, oh, this is great. This is wonderful. I got to go.
I know I scared her. And I'll bet you, I'm so fun. I'll bet you it's because she heard my car, because my car is fairly distinctive. And so I'll bet she heard the car, and because she was looking, she kind of was holding up my license. Anyway, I don't know. But what
did you offer to recompense her?
But I said, I want to reward you. I said, I'm going to give you anything in the world. And she just kind of walked off. So I didn't, I couldn't do anything else. But she was, it was just wonderful. So there you go. All right. Anyway, that's why I'm unprepared for the rest of the show. Shannonburg at 5, though, so that's a good sign. All right, look out. Here we go. Stand by. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. Woo! Mercy.
Shop the new 2026 Toyota Tacoma will make sure your move is the one at Marietta Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event now through March 31st. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. And if you currently own a Tacoma, Tundra, 4Runner, or Sequoia, you may qualify for $1,000 in loyalty cash towards that new Tacoma, no trade-in required. We've got Tacomas in stock and more arriving. You can choose right now to set up and drive it home. Special APR is available, 4.99% APR for 72 months for well-qualified buyers. Remember, visit us on Kyle Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium, Marietta Toyota. Since 1975, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. $1,000 loyalty cash available to eligible current owners on selecting Tacoma. No trade-in required. Offer ends 3/31/26. See dealer for details.
Truist Park is waiting for you, Braves country. Baseball is back, and so are your Atlanta Braves. The opening homestand of the 2026 season begins March 27th through the 29th as the Kansas City Royals come to town for opening weekend. The homestand begins with 2 gate giveaways, a magnetic schedule powered by Georgia Power, plus a rally towel presented by Racetrack to bring the energy to the home opener atmosphere on Friday, March 27th. Then on Sunday, March 29th, it's the first Kids Club giveaway of the year. The first 3,000 kids through the gates will receive a Ronald Acuna Jr. chenille cap, and families can enjoy exciting pregame activities inside Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Park. The excitement continues March 30th through April 1st as the Athletics visit Truist Park, and tickets start at just $10. Plus, fans can score a Drake Baldwin NL Rookie of the Year bobblehead on March 31st, presented by Coca-Cola. Get your tickets now at Braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
You've worked hard to build your investments, but are they positioned the right way from a tax perspective? Because it's not just what you make, it's what you keep. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Many investors don't realize that their portfolios may be creating unnecessary tax exposure. Capital gains, required minimum distributions, inefficient account placement can quietly reduce your returns, especially as you approach retirement. At Nicholas Wealth Management, we help clients evaluate whether their investments are structured in a tax-efficient way, looking beyond performance to understand how taxes impact income today and your legacy tomorrow. Are your assets in the right accounts? Are there opportunities to reduce further tax liability? Is your strategy aligned with your long-term retirement goals? Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 678-990-8500. Schedule a complimentary review. That's 678-990-8500 or visit nicholaswealth.com. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you keep more of what you've worked so hard to build.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
If you live in Georgia, you already see it. The cars are turning yellow, the pollen is here, and this year, with an earlier and warmer spring projected, it's hitting even sooner. But here's what matters most. It's not just what's outside, it's what your family is breathing inside. Your kids, your pets, you. Your HVAC system doesn't just control the temperature. It circulates the air throughout your entire home. And without proper filtration and purification, that air can carry pollen, dust, and allergens right through every room. Central specializes in whole home air purification systems. Advanced filtration, humidity control, and high-efficiency carrier systems are designed to support healthier indoor air. When you combine air purification technology with dependable carrier performance, you're creating a cleaner, more comfortable environment for the people who matter most. Right now, you can receive up to $1,700 in rebates plus 60 months 0% financing on qualified systems, making it easier to protect your home before allergy season peaks. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com today. Central Heating and Air, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
I'm Michelle Stovall, and our company has been family-owned and operated for 75 years. Check us out at StovallINC.com, or better yet, stop by our newly opened 11th store at 9500 Union Hill Road in Canton. At Stovall, we supply you with all your landscaping project needs, completely hassle-free down to delivery. Been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs. We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
Here we go, little muddy waters. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 2004, Muddy Waters had a daughter who had some problems. Her name was Rosalind Morganfield. On this day in 2004, Rosalind was 34 years old. Muddy Waters' daughter surrendered to police after they issued a warrant for her being involved in the murder 20 years earlier of a 19-year-old kid during a drug deal. Muddy's daughter, Rosalind, arrested. Kimmer Pete and Flounder birthday list includes John Provost. John Provost with Timmy in the TV series Lassie back in the 50s. A little tow-haired blonde kid, 76 years old, John Provost. And speaking of little tow-haired kids, Dennis the Menace on this very day in 1951 hit the comic book pages. Hank Ketchum's comic strip debuted Dennis the Menace based on the real-life son of his, Dennis Ketchum. He earned the nickname Dennis the Menace when he was 4 years old. Kimmer Pete and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Shannon Burke joins us at 5 o'clock. Don't know whether there's sleeper cells going on here right now. And Donald Trump earlier had said he's monitoring it. And by the way, you know what, Flounder? Let's do this. Joey Johnny Jones is a war hero. He's a Marine who got his leg shot off, a bomb technician, and thank God he's on Fox television a lot. A contributor, he does anchor stuff, and you probably know him pretty well, Georgia guy. And he, I remember I mentioned earlier about when the National Guardsmen were called on originally under Donald Trump, and they slept on the floor, and the Democrats went nuts complaining the soldiers aren't getting good treatment because they have to sleep on the floor. And Joey Jones went nuts. He said, he said, I can think of about 5 million places where it's a lot worse conditions to sleep when you're on duty in the military. Well, thank God he's also were able to get his input on what the hell's going on with the Democrats complaining about food. Flounder Fuel, Joey Jones right here.
In 2010 in Afghanistan, I was working with two other Marine EOD techs, Brian Smith and Chindo Mesa. We had been out all day long working some IEDs. It was a difficult day. We had a few really close calls that day. When we got back, we sat down, and I've got this picture of us just sitting on a ledge at Patrol Base Karma, and there's a stack of MREs behind us. And I remember Mesa looking at me and saying, man, I hope I don't get that chicken tetrazzini or something like that. Like, we've been out all day. It's a tough day. It's like, man, I just hope I get a decent MRE. And then somebody comes around the corner like, hey, guys, it's steak and lobster night. It's surf and turf. A log train had come in, which was insane because the route was littered with IEDs. And now I've got another picture of the three of us eating steak in the room that we lived in later that night. What's funny is the look on our faces from the one picture to the other is about the same because we're in war. But after that day, for weeks, we talked about steak and lobster nights. The only one I've ever gotten overseas. It was in the middle of a really tough summer. Brian got blown up a few weeks later. He's not with us anymore. He died of stomach cancer last year. Then I got blown up a couple of months later. And you see these tweets. You see these tweets about, Pete Hegseth has spent $15 million on steak and lobster. Are you serious? That is the only thing about home. That's the only thing that makes you feel special for the entire time you're there watching your buddies die and you're mad about that. The fact that people aren't smart enough to even look up what that's for before they criticize it. And I guarantee you none of them said a word when Biden surrendered Afghanistan, killed 13 of us, or when the whole DOD spent tens of millions of dollars on going woke. Come on.
Joey Jones. It's astounding, these people. They have no soul. How the hell could you? It should be just the opposite. Again, if you're not in a war zone, if you're serving overseas, or so you're still away from your family, and thank God there's communication these days where you can do FaceTime or something. It wasn't always that way. When you're gone, you're gone. And your family doesn't know whether you're dead or alive. Oh, God forbid you get a freaking, steak night or something. These freaking phonies. These are the same people, God forbid, they will allow a recruiter to come into a high school or college campus to, get people to sign up to protect their freaking country. How could an educational institution be against people serving in the United States of America? Seriously.
They bitched about the draft, so we get rid of the draft, and now they bitch about a volunteer.
Yeah. I don't understand it. Flounder's funny. Get us out of our funk here, if you don't mind. A
very common relationship. You have a good sleeper and a bad sleeper. And if you're the good sleeper in your relationship, enjoy that And no, we're not happy for you. I love my wife. I take no amount of joy in her good sleep. None whatsoever. None. You ever do that bad sleeper? You've been tossing and turning for 3 hours, moving positions every 11 minutes, and you flip over and you see your happily sleeping partner next to you. It looks like a commercial for a melatonin lace pillow, you know? And you're just like, well, good for you. Nah, I love that, how you just wanted to go to sleep and night, your sleep just, no worries, no anxieties, well rested every night, every day, we have most of our fights while she's unconscious. Because the good sleeper doesn't know the struggle of the bad sleeper. Every part of sleep is bad for us, especially going to sleep, because your body and brain cannot agree on bed. I can be barely able to stand tired, and body's like, hey brain, we should go to bed, and brain's like, totally. Let's do it. And then you hit the pillow and brain's like, hey, real quick, here's everything that you're worried about. Here it is. You're like, brain, it's 1 a.m. We can't do anything. But brain's like, I'm so sorry. That's my mistake. You know what? Instead, here's some bad memories. Here you go. Also a scene from the scariest movie you've ever seen. Also, you have to go pee again. Get up. You get up. You don't actually have to go pee, by the way. It just feels like you have to go pee. And then when you do sleep, it's very heavy and it's very groggy, so you need it a lot. You know how iPhone has the facial recognition? You ever wake up so ugly you can't open your iPhone?
Every day.
Your phone is like, that cannot be you. I am filled with the most sophisticated technology in human history, and I don't know what goblin got a hold of me last night.
That is Flounder.
Mr. Dustin Nickerson.
Oh, yes. We know him off. He's a wonderful...
We got Hank Williams Jr. tickets coming up.
You want to do it at 4 o'clock, right after the news? You got a question? We all got. The answer is Johnny Cash. Oh, sorry, I gave it away, I guess, probably. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 4 o'clock, tickets next. Hank Williams Jr. and Sammy Kershaw and more. 404-741-1230. Here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
This is a Fox News alert. An attack on a synagogue in suburban Detroit. I'm Lisa Brady. The suspect is dead, and the attack remains under investigation.
Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard says a gunman rammed his truck, breaching Temple Israel Synagogue in West Bloomfield Township, where armed security was ready.
We believe there is one individual deceased in the vehicle. It's been complicated because there was some fire, to say the least, with that vehicle.
One security guard being treated after being hit by the truck. No students or staff at Temple Israel were hurt. The FBI and ATF on scene as the situation pivots.
Is there anybody else involved, and the investigative side of what's happened.
Law enforcement also saying there was no specific chatter about attacks in Oakland County, though that organizations have all been on alert.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. A third victim confirmed in a shooting earlier at Virginia's Old Dominion University. Campus police say one of those 3 victims has died. The gunman was already dead after opening fire in a business school on the main campus. No official word on how the gunman was killed or a motive. At least 2 of the people wounded are members of the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps at the university.
Our campus and our community have been truly shaken and forever impacted by this senseless act of violence. And we want to extend our thoughts and prayers to the families and the victims and those that were impacted.
University President Brian Hemphill, multiple federal sources tell Fox the suspected shooter is a naturalized U.S. citizen from Sierra Leone who was released from prison in 2024 after being convicted of providing material support to ISIS. The Israeli Prime Minister just announcing Israeli attacks have killed top nuclear scientists in Iran, holding a news conference hours after the new Iran supreme leader, in a statement read by state media, vowed to avenge those killed. The Dow down 739 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors America's heroes and their families, heroes like Scott Abrams. Now, for more than 3 decades, Scott served his community and country while he was on his NYPD motorcycle escorting a funeral procession. Scott was hit by a bus, leaving him partially paralyzed. Tunnel to Towers was able to honor Scott with a mortgage-free smart home. Please join us supporting the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. If you can donate $11 a month, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Kimmer Pete Flounder, how's it going? 403. Morning boys are calling me the Batman today. Having a little fun with the way I introduce myself when I meet people for a reason.
Yeah, why are you Rick-rolling everybody?
Rick-rolling, all right. Rick Astley, 1988, started a 2-week run at number 1 on This Thing, Never Gonna Give You Up, also number 1 in Britain. And then the Rick-rolling is when you have a fake notice on your phone or your computer and you open it and it's this guy singing, Never Gonna Give You Up. Is that still a thing? Is that still going around?
Oh, yeah.
Is it? I would know. It's a good song. I mean, it's a good song. It's a little whiny, but, it's good. It's good singing. Let's see. Our birthday list includes Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli is 80. She played Lucille, too, on Arrested Development, among other things. And, for a Broadway star and, the deal with Liza Minnelli and Judy Garland's daughter, stuff like that. Liza Minnelli is freaking 80. And Liza Minnelli was the first, that I recall, the first mispronunciation I ever made on my paid radio career, which began 61 years ago. And 61 years ago, I was doing a fill-in stuff, and I had a regular shift several days a week because I was in college at the time at WSBS radio station, 250-watt daytime radio station. And I was playing music, and I played Lisa Minnelli right here singing whatever it was, and the station manager had to call me. He said, no, it's Liza. So anyway, just a 61-year-old radio memory with the birthday of Liza Minnelli, 80 freaking years old.
Well, you also mispronounced Eddie Gourmet.
Eddie Gorm. I did that same radio station, too. He called me on that, too. Steve Lawrence and Eddie Gorm right here. Eddie Gorm. Freaking idiot.
I'm glad you did that because she deserved no respect. No respect at all. What a cow. What a no-talent cow she was. Always on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
It's like you knew you could go to bed early if they were on. Those two losers, Steve Lawrence and Eddie Gourmet.
Well, they were, there was a time, all right. Eddie Gorm. Oh, Lord. History note of note. 1894, Coca-Cola sold its first Coca-Cola in bottles. Although there's nothing pretty much as ubiquitous, I was going to say ambitious, ubiquitous as the bottle of Coca-Cola. It wasn't always the case. For the first several years of existence, Coke was available only as a fountain drink. And the guy who made it said, well, I don't know why we should ever change that. Originally, it was a non-addictive substitute for morphine, called a temperance drink of non-alcohol. John Pemberton, a druggist in Columbus, Georgia, 1886, popular through the region. His nephew said, you got to sell this stuff in bottles. You'll make a lot more on these. He says, nah, I really don't feel like doing that. He passed the brand to Asa Griggs Candler. Griggs wasn't interested. The first person to bottle it was Joseph Bidenharn, owner of a candy store in Vicksburg, Mississippi. He said bottles will boost sales. He put the drink into Hutchinson bottles, a reusable glass that bore no resemblance to the modern Coke. He sent Candler a case. Candler continued to stick with nothing but the fountain. He sold the bottling rights eventually for $1. Do you believe that? Candler sold the bottling rights to Coca-Cola for $1 and didn't even get that. The contract stipulated that a bottle of Coke would cost 5 cents and had no end date, a legal oversight that resulted in price remaining the same until 1959. In 1915, the bottlers put out a call for a new design, one so distinctive you could recognize it as if it were in pieces on the ground or feeling it in the dark. The winning design, produced by the Root Glass Company of Terre Haute, Indiana, gave the world the iconic contoured bottle we know today. Sold the rights for $1, and they didn't even give them that. Oh, Candler. Holy smokes. 407, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Excuse me. And by the way, for the record, I was a little the morning show was kind of having fun with the Kimmer today because we happy way, and they were saying that the same way you guys are making fun of me, like not wanting to meet anybody and having an open house near the Amaris amphitheater when tickets are going on. Are we giving those away, by the way? Right now, you want to do this in a minute?
Yeah, why don't you plug the phone number?
Okay, 404-741-1230. We're giving away 2 tickets to the Hank Williams Jr. and she's so beautiful, she don't know she's beautiful. Oh, God, it's Jerry. I hate Kenner, Carousel. Jerry, Jesse, Kennesaw. Oh, God. I hate this. She don't know she's beautiful. I can see it on my. It won't come out. The words won't come out. A J and a K, and they won't come out. Just
a shame.
Sure, get us. I'll think about it.
I'm enjoying the struggle.
Oh God, I hate this. I got. Hold on. Kershaw. Sammy Kershaw. God. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
For God's sake, let's do this.
Let's give the ticket 404-741-1230. And in the meantime, while Founder's answering the phone, get people on the phone. Again, it's a June concert, I think, at the 25th, 6th, 7th, somewhere. It's a Saturday night at Marist Park Amphitheater. And the reason they were kind of teasing me because they say that when they said, the Kimmer's kind of weird because when he introduces himself, he says, "Hi, I'm the Kimmer," and I don't actually do that. He said they were saying even to strangers, they go, yeah. And they say, "What's your name?" Say the Kimmer. He said, "I don't. I say Kimmer, and I deliberately don't say Kim Peterson because everybody says, 'Oh, hi Tim, nice to meet you,' or 'Hey Ken, how you doing?' Or, I mean, it's just, it never worked. My whole life. And again, when I say Kim, it started in my head when I was 2 years old. You have a girl's name. And I've said it before, and this is a very true story. Everything I've ever done that was risky and dangerous and absolutely crazy, and from the Marines to varsity sports and hating. Just everything I've ever done that was absolutely dangerous and stupid was because I was trying to prove I wasn't a girl with a girl's name. I mean, I'm serious. It's that silly. The colonel back in my head in that day. Every teacher said, "Oh, I've got you on the girls' list." Oh, sorry. Thank you, ma'am. It's 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. Swimming class.
All right,
Red Cross.
The Kimmer, can we...
We do the competition.
Do we have a... Here we go. Well, I'm waiting for the phone significance of the thing. We need Hank Williams Jr. tickets.
What's the question?
You do introduce yourself as the Kimmer, though. You do it all the time.
Well, yeah, sure, but...
All right, who's on the line here?
All right, first we got Howard.
Howard, welcome aboard, sir. Here we go. Pete Davis with a question.
Howard, how old was Hank Williams Jr. when he first performed at the Grand Ole Opry?
I don't know. I'm going to guess and say 8 years old.
8 years old.
Nope, not 8 years old.
Sorry,
nope,
Howard.
Good guess.
Oh.
All right, now we got Kevin.
Kevin, you're on the radio. What do you think? Kevin?
I think it was 12.
Nope, he was not 12 years old.
Oh,
good guess, though.
Another good guess.
Very close.
We have another line.
We got Todd.
Todd's on the radio. Todd, what the question is, how old was Hank Williams Jr. when he first performed at the Grand Ole Opry, you believe? Is that correct?
I'm going to go with 11.
11.
11 is correct,
He's got the tickets.
11.
Now, see, all 3 of these guys knew he was young. All 3 of them knew that there was an age thing. And good guessing, you guys. These must be fit. Now, this is Todd. Is that correct?
Yes, that's me. That's Todd.
Yeah. Now, are you a big Hank Williams fan in particular, or just like country music, or what? Really?
Definitely. Yeah. I'm big country music guy.
And do you have a favorite Hank Williams song offhand?
All My Rowdy Friends is a good one.
I'm sorry, all the what?
All my rowdy friends.
Oh, rowdy friends. I saw my ratty friends around. Oh, listen, I hope you have a great time. And please call us the next day or on Monday after the concert and tell us how you liked it. And we'll be living through your experience. So I hope you have a great time.
I definitely will.
Thanks. Hold on now. Don't hang
you.
up. And we'll take care of the thing for you. Excellent. Congratulations. Well, that's nice. We should probably do more. I don't know. No, I'm just saying. All right. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. The other thing we were talking about Joey Jones. I'll bet you most of these people who are bitching and complaining about the silly issue of the food, the good food given to the troops, I'll guarantee you that most of them have never served in the military. And you have no idea what it's like to when you go through your boot camp or whatever, and then you have to go somewhere. They assign you someplace, and you're gone. You don't get to stay home, and you're not a day student. You're gone. So your family's gone. If you're married, your wedding anniversary and your birthdays and your Mother's Day and Christmas and everything's gone. You're doing a different thing. And I'm telling you, for people, not only does nobody freaking appreciate it, whether you're in a war zone or not, but to complain about the issue of the food is only because it was under Donald Trump. I guarantee you they would have had celebrations saying, thank God Barack Obama finally started giving stuff to the troops who really deserve it. These freaking phonies. Shame on you. Just shame on you. And not only not support the military, you'd rather give the money to illegals.
But they're silent on $9 billion to Minnesota Somalians.
Yeah. And the hospice fraud in California. 700 different fake hospice centers for millions of dollars. Good Lord. 413. Here we go. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
Well, I guess everybody has a tipping point. Everybody has a point where their personal suffering outweighs every other consideration, a point at which they say, this is all I can stand, I can't stand no more. Now, the networks, the media out there, the Democrat-supporting media seems to think that your tipping point is gas prices, that there is a certain price of gasoline where you say, that's it, it can't get any higher, my life as I know it and love it is going to really end if it's one more penny for a gallon of gasoline. Now, for some people, the real partisan ones, there are other considerations. For instance, this is my tipping point if there is a Democrat in the White House, and this is where I say, that's it, if there's a Republican in the White House. But for this little exercise, I'm just asking you, what is your tipping point? By that I mean, at what per gallon price for gasoline are you finally going to say, that's it, I don't care if Iran has nuclear weapons, I don't care if China is strengthened, I don't care if Russia is strengthened, but this is all I'm going to pay for a gallon of gas and no more. Why do you think the networks are standing in front of gas stations with those brightly lit signs telling you what gas is costing right now? And isn't it odd that they're always standing in front of a California gas station? But why do you think they're there? Is it because that they know that inciting you with these price per gallon signs might just be enough for you to reach your tipping point and demand that this war against the Muslim menace in Iran just has to stop? Are you the type of person that is going to say, okay, gasoline is now down to $2.90 a gallon, that's great, and I don't really care if Iran is developing a nuclear weapon? Think about it. Neil Bortz, Xtra 106.3.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
At the Honest Car Guy, the entire process is completely transparent. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee, and we even prove it by giving you a copy of the bill of sale. We can sell you any make, any year, any model, and at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or honestcarguy.com.
The future of lacrosse starts here. Join the Georgia Swarm in their 10th season for Grow the Game Night, Saturday, March 14th at Gas South Arena. Presented by Singleton Marine. Lacrosse is one of the fastest growing youth sports in America. So join the Swarm this Saturday night to inspire the next generation with fast-paced National Lacrosse League action. The Georgia Swarm is the South's home to professional lacrosse. Get your tickets for Saturday, March 14th at 7:30 p.m. Gas South Arena at georgiaswarm.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true, right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
Allman Brothers. 1971, the Allman Brothers Band played the first of two nights at Fillmore East in New York. Both shows were recorded, and they released it as the Allman Brothers live double album, their group's breakthrough recording. 71. That was a band made some noise, all right. What a story. Share and tragedies and holy cow. I mean,
greatest
really.
Southern band ever. Yeah. I know Leonard Skinner people will argue, but I think their longevity made them the greatest ever.
Yeah, hard to argue that. Birthday's Barbara Feldon, 93 years old. Agent 99, missed it by that much.
By 6.
Smart.
She's missed it by 6.
What a silly show with his shoe and disappearing in the phone booth or whatever. I mean, just
the old phone in the shoe trick. He also did the voice, I think, the Tennessee Tuxedo, didn't he? The cartoon?
Probably. Oh, mercy. And on this day in history, 1977, film director Roman Polanski is arrested for drugging and raping a 13-year-old model at the home of Jack Nicholson. Roman Polanski entered a partial guilty plea and then fled the country awaiting trial. He was born in Poland, lived in Europe, mostly France, avoided extradition for his rape conviction. He settled a civil lawsuit 2 years ago regarding the sexual assault, and despite that, he continued working, in fact, releasing films like An Officer and a Spy. In 2019, Pulaski is a fugitive from the United States, resides in Europe. They're unlikely to extradite him. Recently, he was acquitted of defamation in a French court regarding accusations by the actress Charlotte Lewis. And one more thing, for the record, somebody married him, a girl named Emmanuel Sr. They have 2 children, and Roman Polanski is now documenting his early childhood, where he survived World War II as surviving the Holocaust in Poland as a little boy. And I don't feel sorry for him or proud of him or anything else. He was a rapist to a 13-year-old girl and got away with it. And then made money, despite the fact that... 422, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And, more on that story, that the guy who shot up the Old Dominion University, ID'd as Mohammed Jalal, former Army National Guardsman, is a naturalized citizen. And I don't think we have the ID yet of the... And if we get a live update or something, we'll go to it for the shooting at the Michigan synagogue. Where the guy drove his car into it and then had a gun, and he was... And I still... do we know yet how he was killed? I haven't seen any update on how he died. Did he kill himself or did they kill him? I don't know. And I'm not sure how many armed people there were. And by the way, again, not to, spread fear, although this is a different part of the country that they probably wouldn't try that same kind of thing here in Georgia. But still, the Jewish synagogues, you got to believe you're a target. I mean, sure. I don't want to start, causing people to be freaked out or anything. But I mean, this is two events now. Just today, overnight and stuff. This is, and whether these are sleeper cells. I mean, we don't know these. And
they don't need sleeper cells. There's plenty here that we've tolerated to the point where they think they can do anything and get away with it.
Yeah, and I'll bet you that there hasn't. I can't imagine that there's a signal. It's like the bat signal where everybody has a beeper that all of a sudden it goes off and you do your thing. Like the forest is dark and deep at night. One of those kind of things. But again, I think it's because of the damn liberals and their hate-spilled stuff all through America for all this time. All the Jew hating going on, and now after what's going on in Iran, this is a great opportunity to say, well, it's time to act. And even if they're doing it on their own, they're still doing it. And they're doing it because of the liberals, the violence of that left-hand party in our country these days. There's no other way to look at it. They're causing
How could someone caught and convicted and sent to jail for doing stuff for ISIS be allowed to stay in this country when his sentence is over?
Yeah,
kick his ass out or give him a chance. We either kill you or you leave. Yeah. It's one or the other.
Yeah. And I mean, this, of course, I don't get it.
And now he's killed a person.
Yeah.
Because we have to tolerate with this empathy, this suicidal empathy we've got going in the West.
And it's been building and building, and now this is what you get. This is what you get for letting boys and girls do little silly things. And that's how it builds, this whole business of feeling sorry for people because they came here, therefore we should take care of them. We're not a freaking ASPCA of humans. It's not like they have, they're chained to a pipe in the middle of a winter snowstorm and they were abandoned by mommy and daddy. These are grown people.
And the fact he was in the Army National Guard, he was part of the fabric of American society and decided to reject it, to go back to his barbaric roots, to do something like that shows he's not wanting to assimilate. They're not wanting to assimilate. Yeah. 90% of them do not want to assimilate. They're here to conquer.
Yeah. And the picture of him, if this is the guy here, is a young black guy in his specialist uniform, Army uniform. He's got a badge on there and some ribbons, so he must have served somewhere at some point or, whatever. Let's see. Former Army National Guardsman convicted in 2016 for attempting to provide material support to ISIS. Naturalized citizen from Sierra Leone. Released from federal prison in 2024 under Joe Biden. I mean, there you are. I mean, it's right here. You can see it.
Yep.
God, I mean,
Democrat.
How did this country get to this stage?
Democrat.
I mean, seriously, they're killing people. I mean, the George Floyd burnings and riots.
Oh, he'll be a victim. For the end of the day, he'll be the victim. That's what'll happen. Oh, God, we're going to have Islamophobia now. Oh, my gosh, we got to run for the hills. Islamophobia. How can you kill people and then you become the victim?
And I'll bet you somebody's going to say, well, he did serve America in uniform, so you can't blame. That's what they're going to do. Talk about irony. They're going to just claim he gets some credit for served his country in uniform.
And then he turned on his country, which makes it even worse when he's in uniform to do it. He's a traitor.
Yeah.
What did we used to do to trade? Rob Schneider said it yesterday. He says, what did we used to do for treason and sedition in this country?
Kill him.
Yes. Lined him against the wall.
Yeah.
Why are we still putting up with it?
I mean,
what did we do with that woman that harbored John Wilkes Booth in Washington, D.C.? Did a whole movie about it. Good movie, by the way.
Yeah.
We hung her.
They hung her. Yeah, they hanged her. That's right.
Sedition.
Yeah. Good grief. And again, this business about this is getting a little more attention now. The business of the so-called boat somewhere off the coast of California that nobody can find, which ABC said apparently has got the capability of launching drones to destroy California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ABC had there was a warning bulletin that ABC got a hold of, and they said that we have recently acquired information that as of February 26, Iran aspired to conduct a surprise attack with unmanned aerial vehicles from an unidentified vessel off the coast of the United States, specifically against California. We have no additional information on the timing or target or perpetrators. Well, the fact of the matter is that was only part of the story. ABC aired that story as if there was some unknown ship hanging around the Pacific Ocean off of California that we couldn't find, and they had drones ready to kill Americans. Well, Caroline Levitt said this post and story should be immediately retracted by ABC News for providing false information to intentionally harm and alarm the American people. They wrote this based on one email that was sent to local law enforcement in California about a single unverified tip. The email that ABC left out of their story, the email even states the tip was based on unverified intelligence. ABC left out this crucial fact in their story. Why? To be clear, no such threat from Iran to our homeland exists, and it never did. ABC News. What happened to the days of Sam Donaldson? I guarantee you Sam Donaldson would never allow this to happen. Well, maybe he would.
That.
I don't
Peter
know.
Jennings might have raised an eyebrow.
Yeah. But somebody, I mean, this is unbelievable. You can't do that. It's not the way you do news.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean,
like they're news. They're entertainment. They're not news.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
It's agenda and opinion is all it is. It's agenda and opinion and propaganda. It's no longer news. It never really was, probably. Now that we find out about Cronkite, it never really was.
Yeah.
It was always an agenda.
And David Brinkley's famous for saying once, I read this when I was in graduate school and I'm reading theories and stuff like that. He actually made it very clear. He said, news is what I say it is. And by definition, of course, that's the truth. Whatever he says comes out of his mouth is the news. But that, think of the power of that on a network, which has always been the case. I don't know. It's weird. Shannon Burke's coming up at 5 o'clock here today. Incidentally, complaining about the gas prices and stuff. I remember gas lines in the 70s. Oh, and by the way, Donald Trump, in case you didn't remember this and haven't heard the soundbite of the Energy Secretary, Donald Trump is now releasing billions, or I guess 400 million or something, a couple 100 million gallons of gasoline, of oil, gasoline, whatever, for energy and fuel to get the prices down because of what's happening in the war. Closing the Straits of Hormuz and things like that is expensive and costing. So Donald Trump's doing it as a method to help the war effort. Joe Biden did the same thing, releasing millions of gallons of oil and of crude and silver fuel, but he did it during a political campaign to get the prices of gasoline back down at the pump. And then he had the balls to not replace it back when we had a chance to replace it at lower rates. He could have replaced it all at a much lower rate. Donald Trump did it for non-political reasons, for war efforts, and he's already made a deal where next year we're going to replace it and have even more oil than we have let go into the public today. So it's an exact flip opposite, and it's Biden's fault that he never replenished the oil supplies. And then the first thing he did in office, cut off the pipeline. Remember that? Stop the construction, cut off the pipeline.
Yeah,
that's the energy under Biden administration. God, they were trying to ruin this country. I mean, think about what they did. God,
good job.
431. Give her Pete Flounder. All right, here we go. Look out.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our Xtra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the Xtra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at Xtra1063.com.
Well, Stovall & Company's got your planting stuff, and here we go. Holy smokes, we got sunshine, we got up and down temperatures and planting season, and spring early maybe, I don't know. Stovall & Company, third generation a locally owned wholesale landscaping supply business of folks that you can trust to do the right thing. In fact, if you're looking for something special and they don't have it, they'll tell you where else to get it. I can't believe it. I mean, they'd rather not, but, it's still, this is really a terrific. Paul and the boys taking care of business. They're a local company, so they've got all the supplies for landscaping things and trees and shrubs and sod and seeds and outdoor stuff for an outdoor kitchen or concrete for, fireplace and all that stuff. Look them up, stovevaultinc.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet. Looking for a mower that's built to last? Step up to Cub Cadet. At Howard Brothers, they carry the full line of Cub Cadet, delivering the power and performance you expect and need when mowing. And here's what really sets them apart. When you buy from Howard Brothers, you're not just buying a Cub Cadet mower. You're getting trusted service and support long after the sale. Don't buy your Cub Cadet just anywhere. Buy it where you can service it. Howard Brothers.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. It's 2026 and it's going to be a great year. So let's start the year off with a quiz. So what's the difference in a criminal and a socialist Democrat? Well, a criminal wants to steal your stuff, but a socialist Democrat wants to steal your freedom. So let's talk about safes. The Atlanta Safe House has the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Brands like Browning, Champion, and Fort Knox. With over 500 safes in stock, we are the place to buy a safe. So come by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Need advice on getting things fixed up around the house? No matter how big or small that project is, we've got your answers. Listen to us on the All Four Seasons Home Show presented by the Trusted Toolbox. Join Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows, and me, Chris Lalamia, your favorite handyman from the Trusted Toolbox, as we tackle all the issues, fixes, and honeydew projects around your home. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or grab the podcast anytime on the Xtra 106.3 app.
If you're looking for strength, capability, and reliability, it starts with Ford. And it starts at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs.
From the legendary F-150 to the adventure-ready Bronco to the versatile Explorer, Ford builds vehicles designed to handle real life.
And at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs, you'll find a great selection in stock, competitive pricing, and a buying process that's fast, fair, and straightforward.
No pressure, no confusion, just a transparent experience focused on helping you find the right vehicle.
You can even get started from home. Shop online, value your trade, schedule a test drive, complete paperwork before you ever step into the showroom.
Or come in and work with a team that respects your time and gets you on the road quickly. That's how buying a Ford should feel.
Get started at JimEllisFordSandySprings.com or stop by the Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs showroom, conveniently located at 7555 Roswell Road, just 4 miles north of I-285.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out. Because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Selling your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team. Visit brokermike.com or call 678-780-HOME.
There's a moment every dog owner dreads when you realize that your dog can't climb the stairs anymore. They're standing at the bottom, looking up at you with those eyes, wanting to follow, but their joints just won't let them. But what if those stiff, painful joints could be reversed? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon #1 best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And here's the truth about joint stiffness. It's inflammation. All dog food is missing the nutrients that fight inflammation. But Rough Greens delivers exactly what your dog needs. It's packed with omega oils and probiotics and enzymes and over 20 live vitamins and minerals. It's all natural. It's made in the USA, and tens of thousands of senior dogs are now climbing stairs, jumping on furniture, and moving like they did years ago. And your dog could be one of them. Get a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Use promo code BECK. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code BECK. Rough Greens. So good, your dog will ask for it by name.
There's no
Welcome
way.
to the Kimmer Show halftime update.
Well,
let's check in
by
with
the way, I
Pete
don't
on the
see
scoreboard. Stories
companion
prepared
there.
versus stories actually covered.
Well, the problem, I had two things happen. I didn't have stuff happen. I didn't get to everything I was planned.
I'm looking over this here right now.
Well,
two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stories. You've done 2.
Yeah, well, and there's even more, but it was, and I had to call in to Flounder from the car to get one because of the thing with my stupid wallet. And again, I put a little video. Thanks to a sweet lady in the neighborhood, found my wallet. It was a nightmare of what's going on, but I won't bore you with it now after talking earlier. But anyway, thank you to this. And I didn't even get her name, walking her dog, and I've been frantic. I was literally 14 seconds away from giving up and just, then God knows what would happen. Anyway.
Well, have you got a list somewhere of all your credit card numbers and who you should call that you could immediately call and just bang, 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 and cancel them all right then and get a new one?
Right.
You should have that ready to go.
Absolutely. In fact, I think I updated it not long ago when I sent a note to my kids, and that's why you have a safe from Atlanta Safe House. A sponsor of a 4 o'clock hour, by the way. Stuff like exactly for reasons like that.
So something happened to you. Who could get into your safe?
Well, luckily the combination would not be in my wallet. So there, but kids know. I mean, you tell people you can trust, obviously, because if you're not there to tell them in person, anyway. So I'll do better. And again, it was a nightmare. And then I'm telling you that I was blessed. It was something happened, and this was she was an angel from heaven in the neighborhood. There was no way that I lost my wallet for dumb reason, and I can't believe that she found it and gave it to me and saw me. And I mean, what are the odds are incredible that would have happened, because I'd been gone for 2 hours. I drove here, had to go home to drive back to try to find it. Anyway, whatever. So thank you, sweetly. I put it on social media thing. Our birthday list includes Aaron Eckhart. Aaron Eckhart, the actor, is 58. He was in Dark Knight, and let's see, I'll just see Olympic. Harnacker? That can't be right.
Well, he was in a Frankenstein one, which is not bad, actually. But he was in the one, Please Don't Smoke or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Thank You for Smoking. Or thank you for not smoking. Yeah, thank you for not smoking.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie. You know what else was a good movie? I was Olympus Has Fallen. That's what Aaron Eckhart, 58, in Dark Knight also. The other movie that I haven't seen in a long time, I'm kind of surprised, was about RJR Nabisco or whatever, or RJR, what the hell was the name of the...
With James Garner.
James Garner movie.
HBO. It was an HBO movie.
That was a great movie.
It was.
The cigarette industry, and he said, let me get this straight. They taste like crap and they're hard to make. I mean, I remember funny. I mean, that was a really well done movie. I can't believe it hadn't even showed up even on anything.
Well, it's really old. It probably looks dated, frankly.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Fly. I got to make a note here of that, of the thing there. And also, sort of I don't think it's on our music list. I double-checked, so I think I'm okay. I hate to ruin Flounder, our musical director, has a list of our playing songs. On this day in 1969, Paul McCartney married Linda Eastman at the Marylebone Town Hall in Westminster, London. None of the other Beatles was there. On the same day, in 1969, George Harrison and his wife, Pattie Boyd, were arrested after the London Bobbies conducted a drug raid on their home. Happy marriage and up against the wall along here. All right, Kimber Pete, I found it there. 404-741-1230. Oh, I made a big mess here. Uh-oh. Senator John Fetterman says we should have Israel assassinate the new Ayatollah Khamenei. While the Supreme Leader has not yet been seen. And by the way, the guy, okay, the daddy's little boy, who daddy even said, the Ayatollah Khamenei who got killed, he even said in his will, my son should not take over, he's incompetent. Plus, he's impotent. I mean, he's nothing but a loser. Well, for the record, the son survived that attack that killed his father, but the son lost his father. His wife was killed, and his son was killed, and the new Ayatollah Khamenei Jr. was blown up at some extent. They say he may have lost his legs, he got injured, his lower part of his body or something, and is in a coma. The last word we got. But they're carrying around a cardboard cutout of the new baby Ayatollah Khamenei, and they've just released his statement, saying, we're going to come and get you, America, and threatening and saying we're going to unleash holy hell and all kinds of serious things like that. So John Fetterman, the one lone common sense style old-fashioned Democrat these days, is calling for Israel to assassinate the little baby Khamenei. Every last member of their leadership, too. As the new Supreme Leader has yet to appear in public, they should kill them all. Refilling to the eldest son of the slain leader, adding the world is 100% better with his father dead. The kid has an 88-member assembly of experts appointing him as the new leader, but he hasn't been seen. And the last word I had was he's in a coma. Fetterman says they hadn't been able to produce a video in public. I mean, that's the other thing. If he was able to talk or be seen, they'd at least show him or something. Anyway, Flounder, did all something there, do you?
No, sir. Just giving everybody the thumbs up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I noticed a sign. I thought maybe you were trying to get in contact with me or something. Okay. That's nice. So, once in a while, just to tell your buddies,
hey, thumbs up.
Things are going fine, baby.
Hey, okay.
We should have a thumbs up time. In fact, I'll bet the Morning Boys could make a jingle where they would have a thumbs up jingle time. Ready, come, go. Hey, ho, ha. It's time for to raise, oh, ha. Something like that. That'd be wonderful. You ever? They got jingles for everything. It's unbelievable. When Tug says, see what's going on today. Boom, da, da, ding,
morning
boom, da,
extra,
ding.
morning extra.
Which is, it's amazing. It's a brand new old-fashioned radio. We used to have jingles, God, in 1962. I love it. It brings back the old days. I have a couple of weird things going on here, and I'm trying to talk about these freaking, again, an attack on a synagogue in Michigan. And that guy's dead. Still not, I haven't heard. I'll be listening at 5 o'clock if he killed himself or they killed him. And again, if you're a member of a Jewish synagogue or a Jewish group, I don't mean to be scary, but beware. I mean, there's two things now. The guy named Mohammed, a former National Guardsman, shot up the Old Dominion University. So, he's a Jew hater from long back. Now, a couple other things. This could be a warning. Maybe they should have listened to what happened on the Mexican beach the other day. A serious warning. A rare sight some believe signals an ominous bid for humanity. The 30-foot-long oarfish, 30 feet long, lives under the ocean depth of 3,200 feet down. This 30-foot-long oarfish surfaced along the shore of Cabo San Lucas in Baja, sending one young beachgoer scrambling to push one of the slid. There were two of them. One of them back into the water. Others looked from a safe distance. There was something really bright and flashing, and they captured the chaos on a social media account. It was nothing like anyone's ever seen before. They said, this thing can't be real. They can't be real. This shows the ribbon-like fish flopping on the sand as this guy's sister bravely helped push the thing back into the water. Others are saying, help him out, get him on there or something. The oarfish is the longest of any bony fish, can grow up to almost 60 feet. They pushed one of them back in the water, and then both of them ended up swimming off. People are hesitant because it looked like a monster. Spotting two of these things that live more than 3,000 feet down in the ocean. Spotting one is considered 1 in a billion chance. Legends claim seeing one is a sign of impending disaster like an earthquake or a tsunami. Scientists have dismissed any link between the sightings and natural disasters. Japanese mythology suggests the serpentine plankton eaters will strand themselves when there's trouble nearby. Doomsday fears surged in 2011, Fukushima earthquake and tsunami. Dozens of deep-sea creatures like this washed ashore right before the catastrophe. 4:45, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Beautiful day. It turned out to be a nice day after a rather bizarre overnight.
It is very beautiful. Yeah. It's windy. It just
very
blew
windy.
an easel off my front porch. I mean, it's blowing up here.
Yeah, that's right. I got plants flying all over the place, sir. Luckily, I got Stovall Incorporated to take care of your planting issues, the wholesale landscaper people. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, it's 4:05. Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock joining us, too. Look out.
Fighting the communists with truth every day on the only conservative news and talk station in Atlanta. Xtra 106.3 FM and the Xtra app.
So, you had a long day. You decided to stop for a cocktail on the way home. The next thing you know, you had one too many and you just got pulled over. You need A Second Chance bail bonds. A Second Chance can get you or loved one out of jail quickly, in most cases in a matter of hours. A Second Chance bail bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Get help now. Call 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or contact them online at atlbail.com.
It's tax refund season here in Georgia, and a lot of folks are deciding how to spend it. Let me suggest something practical, something you use every day, your air conditioning system. With an earlier and warmer projected spring, your air conditioner is about to start working real hard. If your system is older and inefficient, this might be a smart time to upgrade to a high-efficiency carrier system to save on your utilities. When you combine proven carrier technology with an experienced team like at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, you're investing in long-term comfort and efficiency. Right now, you can save up to $1,700 in rebates, plus 60 months 0% financing on qualified systems, making a new system more affordable than you might think. Before that refund disappears on something temporary, invest in comfort that lasts for years. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com today. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey Atlanta, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your truck, you're in luck, because right now at Jim Ellis Buick GMC, you can save up to $13,250 off MSRP on in-stock 2026 GMC Sierra SLT models.
That's big savings on one of the most powerful, capable, and best-looking trucks on the road. Whether you need it for work, play, or both, check out this savings example of 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, stock number GS4589, MSRP $67,675. After $10,250 in Jim Ellis discounts, your sale price is just $57,425.
And if you've got a 2011 or newer vehicle to trade, you can qualify for up to $3,000 in trade-in assistance, pushing your total savings up to $13,250 off MSRP.
Find your new Sierra and save at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person, located on Peachtree Industrial inside the perimeter or off Highway 20 in Beaufort.
Offer excludes TABT and state fees. Expires March 31st, 2026. Jim Ellis Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Hey, it's Kimmer. Let me ask you something. When you paid your health insurance bill this month, did you think, how am I supposed to keep paying this and I don't even use it? Feels like a waste of money. Well, that's where a lot of people are right now. It's too expensive, but you can't afford to not have it. So what are you supposed to do? Well, that's where my guy Steven comes in, the health insurance doctor. He does this every day. That's why they call him the health insurance doctor. He'll look at what you have and tell you straight if there's a better way. Here's an example. This is true. One family was paying over $3,000 a month. Now it's around $1,200 without sacrificing coverage. Does not happen for everybody, but shows it's possible. And yes, there are plans with PPO networks, no deductible options, year-round enrollment. Anybody can sit around and just complain about their premiums all year, but not everybody can do something about it. My friend Steven, health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. You could be saving money before you even know it. The health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. healthinsurancedoctor.net.
They lied. They cheated. And they broke the law. Liberal losers forced illegal migration on hardworking Americans. But conservative businessman Rick Jackson is ready to fight back.
I don't care if you're Muslim or Mongolian. You don't have the right to force your culture on our country.
Corrupt career politicians let the invasion happen, then made it worse. But conservative businessman Rick Jackson isn't going to let them get away with it.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes, victimize our children, and get away with murder. So here's my guarantee to them. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed. Any questions?
It's time to win big for Georgia. Rick Jackson, the Trump-supporting, straight-talking, successful businessman with nothing to lose. Rick Jackson for governor.
Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Yeah, look out now. Yeah. Papa got something new, does he? brand new something. Little James Brown. 1970. Dun, dun, dun. 1970 on this day, James Brown's backing band, the JBs, were formed after most of the members of his previous band walked out on him because he wanted more money. The JB original lineup backup band included the bass player Bootsy Collins and his brother Catfish, formerly of a band called the Pacemakers. James Brown. What a story. Let's see. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Shannon Burke joining us at 5 o'clock. Our birthday list includes the disgusting Jake Tapper, who was so wonderful covering up for the Biden administration and all the despicable activities of, politicizing the Department of Justice and going after parents who go to school board meetings. And then by golly, he wrote a book after it was over. They were so good. We never knew. Now they look back and say, that's why he never talked to the press. You freaking dirty, rotten fool. Every time something like this comes up about these freaking leftists, I think if you change the political party of the president at the time, it would all be exactly the opposite. It's just, they're such phonies. And that's all you have to say. I mean, that proves it. That proves the despicable hypocrisy. There's, John Fetterman's the only guy in the Democrat Party to just stand up to do just simple, basic, right or wrong things. Yeah, just humanity. Boys and girls' bathrooms. You got to be kidding me. In fact, that's why they need the filibuster. In fact, I was hearing the guys before us interviewed one of the senators, and he was saying we need to do the filibuster where they have to talk and defend themselves. And explain why they don't want the people to be able to have to prove they're an American citizen to be able to vote. So, anyway, on this day in history, now we've all seen the famous picture. If I mention to you a picture of the Loch Ness Monster, I bet you that you're thinking of that. It looked like the giant, long-headed snakes, swimming in the water with his head way up high in this thing. Well, it was on this day in 1994, the famous 1934 photograph called the Surgeon's Photo, taken by Colonel Robert Wilson, was called a hoax. And it was called a hoax in a deathbed confession by a guy named Chris Sperling. Chris Sperling helped create the fake photo 60 years earlier in 1934, and on his deathbed he said it's a fake, just for the record. And by the way, I still don't believe that they can't investigate every square inch of the Loch Ness. I know it's long and big and deep and everything else, has caves and stuff. You can't tell me you can't put drones down there, underwater drones, to just go, like one of those freaking sweepers in your house. They got electric vacuum cleaners and little round things. You hit a button, it goes and it bounces off furniture and stuff. It chases the dog, and they just did the automatic sweeper round things. They don't have to go underwater. I thought they had underwater subs. They could just do every freaking inch. I don't understand. Sorry.
It's a mystery.
All right, real quick, we got Miss Ruby on the horn.
Well, hello, Miss Ruby. How you doing, baby?
Hi, Kimmer.
Yeah, baby.
Want to play around?
You got a set of golf clubs in there? I can't. Yeah, you got a 5-iron up your sleeve.
I'm sorry. This was the perfect follow-up to that joke.
Well.
And you'd have been really disappointed in me if I hadn't taken advantage of that setup.
Yeah, well, that's me. I'm definitely disappointing another woman. I promise you. That's the story.
When I was first married, my husband took me out on the course and taught me the stance, how to address the ball, my swing and everything, and I had really good aim.
Yeah.
I sent the ball right down the middle of the fairway, but it had no lift, no loft.
No loft.
I was so skinny, my skinny little arms just had no power, so it didn't go very far. So I could have been a model. I was that skinny.
Oh, wow.
But then, after we moved here in '72, we got to go to the Masters twice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a couple gave us their tickets. We parked on a side street, and the course was right on the other side of the street, and here comes this couple walking, and they were leaving. It was a practice round. And they said, do you folks need tickets? See, you couldn't get any tickets. We just drove over there, not knowing what we were going to do. But they gave us their tickets. And so we saw Ben Crenshaw, and he was a
former
UT
winner
grad from Austin, and my husband went there too. So he was so young. Oh, and he was a sweetie. But now he's on the senior tour, and he has been for several years.
Oh, many years, yeah. 50 years
So I
old.
called out to him as he was walking. I wouldn't do it while he was addressing the ball or anything. And I hollered out, "Hook 'em," and he looked, and I made the hook 'em horn sign. And then I had to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Ben. Don't hook 'em, and don't slice any either."
Very funny. Don't hook the ball. You see, with like the horn. Ruby. You got him. All right, sweetie. Another Ruby story. I mean, it's just incredible. She's got more story. She came here the same year I did, 1972. But I didn't get to go to the Masters until our friend Mr. Sheehan. What a wonderful.
You know, for a birthday, I gave my friend a telepathic abacus.
A telepathic abacus. I never, what do you, I mean.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts, ladies and gentlemen. Hi-ho. Ow! And now your flounder's funny.
And here's the thing. Americans do not understand statistics. We really don't. Check this out. These are true headlines. I couldn't even make these up. This is true. Statistics show that teen pregnancy drops off significantly after age 25. That is shocking. I would have thought it dropped off, I don't know, around 20 I would have guessed. Pretty much down to 0, but no, it hangs on for 5 more years. Here's some other ones. We hate masks, say 4 in 10. A majority of Americans. Clearly, they're not in the STEM program. Death is the nation's top killer. Really? Did we need a study for that? Homicide victims rarely talk to police. Have they been trying to get them information? Problem up, Bob. Who the hell killed you, buddy? You're not helping anybody here.
Mr. Don McMillan.
Don McMillan, ladies and gentlemen. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Shannon Burke joins us at 5 o'clock. And the latest on that business, the synagogue attack in Michigan. The vehicle was registered to a naturalized U.S. citizen from Lebanon. And do I understand his first name also was Mohammed? I think that's one report. I don't know if that's confirmed. But the other guy who shot up Old Dominion, his name is Mohammed, and he was a former member of the National Guard and a longtime Jew hater. He apparently had been working for ISIS or with ISIS or supporting ISIS. And again, the business about sleeper cells. Obviously, nobody that we know of yet has given a signal saying, "Okay, ready, go." And 10,000 maniacs come out trying to kill people. But still, these latest 2 examples, just in a matter of hours apart, after Donald Trump invades Iran, and all of a sudden the Jew haters feel, well, we better show up again. It's just astounding what's going on in this country. This isn't, it's been going on since the George Floyd business. This isn't, and it's, not for great causes. It's not like you're trying to, save humanity or cure cancer or, guarantee civil rights for the downtrodden. It's all for political hate causes. I mean, that's the flip of it. Makes it so much worse. Anyway, we'll straighten it out. Give us a little time. Seriously, well, I know we're ready. Give us the call. I need a sleeper cell. Oh my God, that's what we need. A Kimmer sleeper cell call button. Oh God, what a great idea. Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock. We'll run it by him too. Oh, it's going to be great. We'll all be on roll, baby. Look out.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
President Trump calls it a terrible thing. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, after a synagogue was attacked in Michigan.
I want to send our love to the Michigan Jewish community and all of the people in Detroit, the Detroit area.
The president speaking a short time ago, an armed man ramming a car into Temple, Israel in West Bloomfield Township, where security guards fired as he drove down a hall, hitting and injuring one of them, the vehicle catching on fire. The suspect is dead. Law enforcement sources just telling Fox the vehicle used in the attack was registered to a naturalized citizen from Lebanon who lives in Dearborn. A deadly shooting hours earlier at Old Dominion University in Virginia is now being investigated as an an act of terrorism. One person was killed, 2 others wounded, including members of the ROTC on campus. The gunman, who is dead, was a former Army National Guard member, originally from Sierra Leone, who had served time in prison for attempting to provide material support to ISIS. The FBI says he was subdued by students. No official word yet on how he died. Israel launching a new wave of airstrikes on Tehran, hours after Iranian state media released a statement said to be from the new supreme leader.
Iran's Notably, those comments were not on camera. It was a written statement that was read, which continues to fuel speculation about his health.
Fox's Nate Foy, Mojtaba Khamenei says Iran will keep targeting U.S. bases in the region and control the Strait of Hormuz.
Iran's security chief has a message for President Trump. He posted on X saying that starting wars is easy, but they don't end with just a few tweets. He promised to make the U.S. pay a price for Operation Epic Fury.
President Trump says Iran is paying a price for terror and hate.
Our military is unsurpassed. There's never been anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Adding they're doing what has to be done. America is listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
Following the attacks on 9/11/01, FDNY firefighter Daniel Foley assisted in the rescue and recovery efforts at Ground Zero. Daniel spent months and months searching for victims. Now, Daniel's death was the direct result of 9/11-related cancer. He leaves behind his wife, Carrie, and their children. Tunnel to Towers paid the mortgage on the family's home. Join us. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of bike, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's time to go to Florida. Where men are in Florida country on the radio and everything. It's incredible. Shannonburg. It's Shannonburg.
What do I got to do to be a road guard? That's all I want to do is be a road guard.
You know, there are two things aside, at least in Paris Island. This was 60 years ago or almost. Oh my God. It was exactly 60 years ago, almost to the day when I enlisted. Anyway,
wow.
Yeah, at Paris Island. Anyway, I didn't get to Paris Island until I think first part of September, but you could enlist in advance. Anyway, at Paris Island, they had a house mouse, and that was somebody elected by the drill instructor. There were 3 drill instructors for each platoon, and the drill instructors would choose what they call a house mouse. The house mouse was a recruit who was sort of their pet to do things. If he left the Marine Corps drill instructor left his cover somewhere, house mouse, go get my cover. Just do errands and stuff like that. Poor bastard.
Kind of like a probate of a motorcycle club.
Yeah, there you go. And we also had road guards, and somebody was selected as a road guard, and that when you're marching and you come into an intersection someplace, road guards out, and you'd have the guy with spin out and block traffic.
Oh,
and then road guards,
we have those in the motorcycle world as well.
Yeah, there you go.
They're the first guys to get arrested.
In fact, shall I tell you a quick story? This is stupid because I'm taking your time. But when the Braves went to the World Series, and we went to Pittsburgh, and we did our show there. God, Pete, what year was that? The Braves won the division, or won the game in Pittsburgh. Cam, was that
91 or 92?
Something like that. 92, I think, probably. And I did my show from a hotel lobby in Pittsburgh, and one of the guys called in. And he, of all things, he was the house mouse from 1966.
Wow.
From the Marine Corps. And this again, 30 years later, he's listening to the radio, and he was the house mouse of the platoon. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Yeah,
that's a good story.
Yeah. Anyway, how you doing? What's going on, man? How are you?
Any of you guys ever think you'd hear Democrats like Paul Begala and others who try to convince us that Pete Hegseth really did order 467,000 lobster tails for his very own self?
Yeah, just for the kitchen. He's got a big kitchen. He's got one of those Nancy Pelosi freezers.
You've heard the Begala clip, have you not?
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. It's so Jennings is there, and he's like, "What do you think they're?" He goes, "Oh, like the troops are eating lobster tail, right?"
I can't. Every time I hear it, Jesse Kelly at nighttime was playing him. You hear, and I can't even listen to it. I'm so upset about this ridiculous, stupid stuff. And again, people have been listening to me earlier complain about it. Even Napoleon said, an army travels on its stomach. And by the way, the nerve of these people. But the best example of the hypocrisy, as far as I'm concerned, is that these are the same freaking screaming phonies who bitched and moaned when they found out that National Guardsmen might have to sleep on the floor when Donald Trump posted them to go to various places in the country. Remember, a little while ago, and they said, "Oh, you don't even care about the military. They're having to sleep on the hard floor," as though they gave a crap. And these are the same people now don't want them to have good food. Right. I mean, this is just—it's so offensive. It's just they have to find something like this.
Even like Kinzinger. He writes his Substack, and his Substack says we cannot feed the poor. He's talking about USAID being canceled.
Yeah.
Because we can't feed poor children, starving children around the world because we need lobster. Yeah. That was the title. I mean, stop.
They need to be hit in the face. I'm seriously. We need to take them on. We do. Sure,
I agree.
We do. We need to hit them in the face. I mean, Well, I guess that's not a good thing to say because he's not in the air. If he were here now, I'd hit him in the face. But that's wrong, and I'm not saying we should do that. I take it all back.
$7 million of lobster tails at today's average price for frozen lobster tail is 467,000 lobster tails. At Pete Hegseth, every weekend it's a cookout at his place, and guess what we're having?
Boy, is he going to be popular in the neighborhood. Here, have a couple of hundred.
You want to rip
Shut up, kid. Eat your lobster tail.
Everyone in his office is getting a frozen lobster tail for Christmas.
You get a lobster tail. You get a lobster tail.
Oh, these people, honest to goodness, it's just so offensive. And again, Joey Jones, we have been on the air talking about, he had his legs blown off as a Marine, and talking about how a silly little thing about MREs, when you get back from a combat duty or something and you're finally safe and sound for a little while and saying, oh boy, I'm going to look forward to this, lobster tail or steak and egg, whatever the hell you get in your MRE. Now, I've never had, in my time, we had sea rations, which we loved. Loved the sea rations in the Bible.
Did you ever get like I see troops will get before they're deployed and something, because every time you see them, having steak and lobster, they're like, well, something big's coming up. We better get ready.
Yeah.
Like before they go somewhere or when they come back.
That's right.
The Gerald Ford has like 11,000 people or 10,000 people on it that have been there for 11 months.
Yeah.
Give the guy a steak and lobster.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, the Navy is #1 in food service in the military. And the Marines, of course, being in the Department of the Navy, the men's department, I tell you, the chow is fantastic. And now after, not in boot camp at Parris Island, but when you get to your duty station and stuff, if you go to breakfast for the mess hall and go to breakfast and you tell them you want 7 eggs and a pound and a half of that sausage gravy and 2 rolls or something, they give it to you. I mean, they feed you. I mean, and by the way, what the hell is wrong with being able to feel good about having a freaking dinner that's good for you or breakfast good for you when you're away from your freaking family? Yeah. Whether you're in a war zone or not. I keep making the point. You're not there with your wife or your kids or your family. You have to go to a duty station someplace with strangers who, snoring and farting in your freaking squad bay all night. I mean, it's not exactly a, treasure of happiness to be in the military for most of this time. I mean, it's unfreaking believable. These people just make me so freaking angry about it. And I guarantee you none of them have ever gone through it, by the way, too. Most of them.
Right. Oh, yeah, the majority. The majority of them.
Anyway, sorry.
So let me get your take on where you stand right now with what's going on in Iran. I know that Joe Rogan the other day said that a lot of us, meaning Trump supporters, are feeling betrayed.
Oh, please.
And I do not feel betrayed.
About
I
what?
will if this thing goes on. About what Trump said, no new wars, no this, peace, peace,
Oh,
and then
please.
no foreign wars or whatever. as long as we're in and out of there, which to me seems doable with all the success we've had so far, I have no look. The world will be a much, much better place if we get a real regime in there that's either a democratic regime or a democratic monarchy, which they used to have. The world benefits. So there's nothing about it that's bad to me.
No question about it. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as he doesn't, call up the 1st Marine Division and all, we've got 200,000 troops, heading to Iran. That's one thing.
That's going to be a problem.
But the only thing that I think was mistakenly done, or maybe he was in such a hurry they didn't have time. How is it possible that we haven't had our frogmen and Navy SEALs and special ops people taken any possible mine out of the Straits of Hormuz, and how come we haven't made sure that those boats are safe? Can we not find those launching sites for the drone? I guess, I thought they would have taken care of all that at the beginning. See, the first thing I would have done would to say, well, let's make sure we open the waterway. Because if we do that, everything changes. If we can guarantee the safety of the boats, the whole world changes. Well, so why wasn't that the one priority to make sure frogmen weren't down there getting rid of any mines and then having planes and flying overhead to escort the ships and stuff? I don't know.
If mines are the only thing defending the Strait of Hormuz, then we should have done that a long time ago. But whoever's defending it now,
it's the drones. They're firing drones, and the problem is those are hard to detect. And I don't know whether once they send the drone off, whether you can discover where it came from so you can bomb that place so they can't do another one. I don't know. I don't know the technology, but I'm kind of surprised that I thought we had more technology than anything, and I'm kind of surprised that if we can shoot down missiles coming at us in the sky and you see it on TV, they're blowing them up in the air, how come we can't find the drones that are coming in to get those ships? If we stop that, the war's over. Basically.
Well, the other day, the FBI warned that California in particular about Iranian sleeper cells may have their hands on some drones, and I was like, where the hell did they get a drone? Then we find out that someone stole 4 of them from Fort Campbell. How does that happen?
Well, I know. Who knows?
How about just from the drone repair department? We're going to order to take this one in for a tune-up. I got the paperwork in the truck if you want to see it, but don't worry.
Mission Impossible 16.
Let them through. Well, this business about the boat off the coast of California ready to release these drones is apparently a bunch of nonsense. Caroline Levitt said ABC ought to be ashamed of themselves for printing the story.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, ABC said, in fact, I got the story here someplace. And they said, quickly, they said, ABC said, we have information as early last month, Iran allegedly aspired to conduct a surprise attack from an unidentified vessel off the coast of California, targets in California. They left out the fact that this so-called warning that was published said this is totally unverified. Only one source said, well, we heard something, but we don't have any information about it. And you mean to tell me that America can't find a ship floating outside of California that's got drones on it ready to attack America?
Right.
Please.
Right, yeah.
And so, and Caroline Levitt said, you got to be kidding. You shame on you people. Here we go again. They did it deliberately to alarm the American people.
Yeah, you're right. And the other stuff they do is what footage they show out of Iran. It's typically the mourners of Ayatollah Khamenei that are out there crying and all wearing their burqas. They don't show the Persian people celebrating the streets and crying about their freedom and women taking their hijabs off by the thousands. Yeah. They just won't show the good that is happening.
They also don't show the 30 or 40 or 50,000 dead bodies of their own citizens that they slaughtered because they were protesters. And little baby cockamamie, he may be dead. They say he's in a coma. He's got his legs shot off. So, and baby cockamamie, now a cardboard cutout, has released a statement saying, we're coming after you, America. Oh, I'll be damned. How come they don't have a video of him if he's in any condition to do anything? They at least must have had him walking around to say, waving his hand to say, we're here. It's just silly.
Did you see the Babylon Bees joke about it? He's dead.
Left him out in the rain. Cardboard cutout. Unbelievable. And then one of the other ones pretty funny, saying somebody should warn America that we've got more Ayatollahs to sacrifice than you do, or something like that.
Stack of boxes there. What do you think about what I see as a rather abrupt turn in Tucker Carlson and his opinion?
What an idiot. What the hell is he thinking? We played the sound, but I couldn't believe him. I literally couldn't believe that. I thought it was AI. He actually said that the reason Donald Trump went to Iran was so we could rape the women?
Well, he said that's why he wants unconditional surrender, because, as everybody knows, unconditional surrender means that the enemy gets to rape your wife and daughter.
Yeah, well, the Mongols. Yeah, the Mongols. Just like modern day. I mean, it's just so offensive to be, just outrageous. I've lost total respect for the, little Mr. Little Bow Tie back in the day when he was a known liberal. And now I don't know what's happened to him. What a freak. He couldn't need the money for the clicks. I don't know what happened to him.
Unless, your George Soros type came down and wrote a very large check to the Tucker and Buckley Carlson Fund or whatever. But he repeatedly refers to it as Israel's war or Iran's war. And then you hear, what's her name? Candace Owens come out and say,
another one.
Get out of the military. You're led by a whatever. And, you're going to give your life for Israel.
I don't
Jew
get
haters. They're anti-Semitic.
Right. I mean, that's the only solution, the only answer I can come up with is that, they want to pin this on Israel. They want to say that Trump he used to be Vladimir's sea holster, but now he's Bibi's lapdog doing Bibi's bidding. But, I don't think people look into the future and see what a democratic Iran does to the world with no more Hamas, no more Hezbollah, no more Houthis, all of these terrorist organizations, their funds are dried up and things change in the Middle East.
Yeah. Well, and Frank, the whole world, frankly, Donald Trump could make it. Remember the Gaza Strip? Donald Trump could make it possible to turn the Gaza Strip into Key West or a Paradise Island or someplace. And the same thing with Iran. There must be Donald Trump could arrange deals with the members of the Middle East who would love to be get rid of the mullahs and everything and make that into a democratic paradise, trading partners with the world, having America as your friend. And we're going to get Cuba. We're freezing them out of their oil or whatever, and so we're going to get. And I don't know why I'd be in favor of making Cuba into another territory like Puerto Rico. To be honest with you,
yeah. Well,
I bet the people would love it. 90 miles away, it used to be a great destination for tourism and nightclubs and the beaches and
God, bigger than U.S. Steel.
That's right,
Michael.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
We're just running out of time. We only had more time.
A cooperating government. Hell yeah.
Smaller piece. You've been dying of the same heart attack for 30 years.
Yeah. What a great
I'm
movie.
smart. I'm not dumb like they say. Sorry, I'm doing the lines of your Godfather. Oh, Lord.
Well, boys, how's everything else? Everything good up there?
Well, we had a little stormy thing, but now it's sunny out and nice. We've had a lot of hot weather. It was 80 or something the other day in the 70s, and it's going to go back. And then we've got, we'll have another cold thing coming, but, hell, we still get ice in March. Well,
it could be. Could happen. Could happen any day. Yeah. Good to hear from you, boys. Everybody's health is good. Everybody's feeling good. Yeah, strong. You're working out, feeling good.
Yeah. Well, the camera's working out. I got the full package here.
Yeah, he's wearing a size medium now.
Girls. Yeah, but it's kind of tight. It's a little tight.
Yeah.
Safe for the nips.
I love it.
Be good, boys.
Shannon Burke right here. Thanks, man. Always a pleasure. Shannon Burke from Man Country, Florida. On this day in 1974, Kathy Lee Crosby became the first Wonder Woman on TV. 1 year later, it was Linda Carter.
Yeah.
And now, sponsored by Glickman's Flams. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
That's what I call an upgrade. Braves visit the Pirates at 6 tonight. Grant Holmes on the mound for us.
Good.
And the Braves are hosting a free open house at Truist Park for all the fans on Sunday, March 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. There'll be entertainment. Blooper, the mascot, will be there. Food, shopping. You can run the bases, play catch in the outfield, go in the dugout, and throw pitches in the bullpen. It's free, but you need to get tickets, so you go to Braves.com/open house and get your tickets. That sounds like a fun day, actually. to go down there and throw from the bullpen.
Yeah.
That would have been
run the bases, and if they're throwing in the bullpen's got to be a bucket list. Man, that's got to be
you can't run because you have no ass.
Well, I have no ass. I can't run anymore. Not now. No.
And thank you, Italy.
Yeah.
Their 9-1 spanking of Mexico means the U.S. reaches the quarterfinals of the WBC. Mexico eliminated. 2 nights ago, the Mexicans were watching us get cleaned by the Italians and laughing their butts off.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the next day, they get eliminated by the same Italian team.
Yeah, I watched a good part of that, too, on Fox Sports South or whatever it was. Yeah,
it was fun.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of good fun.
Mark DeRosa is the luckiest man in the world.
Yeah.
It gets easier from here on out for Mark. All you got to do is remember, lose and go home. There's no weird math going on here.
Yeah.
Here's how the Italian game sounded from their play-by-play guy. I don't know if this is from last night or the night before when they beat us, but who cares? It's interesting.
Così il pitcher azzurro è in vantaggio, ancora dei lanci a disposizione per farla, non c'è fretta, abbiamo fatto le 5:17, possiamo fare anche le 5:17, 30 secondi.
Anche 18.
Pepperoni pizza.
Come adesso!
Il K di Greg Weissert, l'Italia fa la storia, l'Italia batte gli Stati Uniti al World Baseball Classic, l'Italia batte gli Stati Uniti a Houston 8-6 e allora
Scusamato, Pisciaturi.
Yeah, I've watched The Sopranos. I've picked out one every 20 words there. Next up, we play Canada tomorrow. It's the first time the Canadians have advanced this far. The first time Cuba does not.
Oh, my.
Also, Friday, Korea versus the Dominican Republic. Team Italy may just as well be called Team USA number 2. 2 of their players are from Michigan, 1 from Virginia, 2 from Ohio, 1 from New Jersey, 1 from Florida, 1 from Illinois, 1 from California, and 1 from Canada.
Now, let me ask you this. Would those be players who are American citizens? And
basically, if your mama or daddy has Italian heritage or your grandparents came over or something like that, they reach back a little bit to get somebody.
They go back? How far do they go back, I wonder? I mean,
I don't know.
I wonder. And why would, well, I guess get a chance to play.
If your name ends in an O or an I, you're on.
Yeah.
You're in. Not to keep talking about this, but maybe Mark DeRosa should let someone else speak at these news conferences. Today he was asked if he had anything to add about the story that he had no idea they needed to beat Italy the other night to move on. And Mark not only said he did know they needed to win, which makes the moves during the game kind of weird. If you believe that or not, he also said his team was 2-0 going into the game with the Italians. Mark, you were 3-0 going into that game.
Well, numbers, figures.
I wish that wasn't happening to Mark. He's one of the good guys, but he needs to win it all to shut everybody up about this stuff, including me.
Yeah.
Falcons signed former Colts defensive end Samson Ebukam. Hope Delilah doesn't find out.
No.
Samson is 30 years old, had 2 sacks last season after missing 2024 with a torn Achilles, and 23 he had 9.5 sacks.
Wow.
So we'll see if he still had something left. They also re-signed defensive tackle Laquelle London and finally released Kirk Cousins. They also signed former Browns defensive end Cameron Thomas. WNBA player Rickea Jackson has filed a petition for protection against her ex-boyfriend, Falcons edge rusher James Pierce Jr., saying that she was in fear of my life, and if the court doesn't intervene, she believed James will kill me.
Ooh, wow.
Pierce arrested in Florida for battery and stalking charges after allegedly crashing his car into hers February 7th. This sounds like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stamp it and let's move on.
Absolutely.
The Big Ten sent a letter to the NCAA this week asking the organization to put a halt to investigations and infractions proceedings related to tampering. In other words, there's no rules right now in college sports, so stop going after some schools while looking the other way on other schools like the NCAA has done for a half century or more. We know which schools I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And stop whining if another school pays your player more money and he jumps ship. I'm looking at you, Dabo.
Yeah.
Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss says the NCAA's witch hunt against him has cost him the cover of the EA Sports college football game.
Oh,
he was in the running, one of 3, and he was supposed to be the favorite. He has now added punitive damages to his lawsuit against the Obergruppenführers of the NCAA. I hope not only does he sue them out of existence, I would start suing them individually, starting with the president for doing this.
Cost him some money. In fact, I heard one of our U.S. senators, it was either on Glenn Beck or the guys right before us, interviewed him at length about Congress having to step in to try to clear up the mess of what's going on with college sports.
They'll fix it.
He said, 2 years ago, nobody could have imagined that Congress would have anything to do with it. But he said now, because of what's going on, Congress is the only authority that can do an exemption for free trade and things like that. So you force them to get involved because they didn't want to, but now they have to. Who wants to be a congressman deciding what to do about college sports?
Well, SEC may break off and do their own rules. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. The 9th place Hawks host the 13th place Nets. No, not the Mets. The Nets tonight on the farm. Yeah. Hawks going for their 8th straight win. Asa Newell has been recalled from the College Park Skyhawks. I know you'll be there for the 8th win in a row.
Well, I was going to miss it because Cornisha makes sure I get my credit cards, and I lost my wallet and got it back in time. So, that was close.
SEC men's basketball tourney is Ole Miss taking on Georgia tonight. The Rebels upset the Longhorns yesterday. Colin Morikawa withdrew from the Players' Championship this morning after one hole. He has a bad back. And right now, -5, your leader is Maverick McNeely, American.
I'll be darned.
He's got a one-shot lead over Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, Lee Hodges, Sahith Theegala. And the rest, there's a lot of them at number 3. I always like to see who's worst on the day one here. That would be Emiliano Grillo and Davis Riley. They're both plus 12.
12 over on the first day. The little Island Green 17. Yeah, I can do that.
The SEC, frustrated with incompetence, says, as I just said, they're thinking about breaking off and doing their own rules and regulations. And Greg Sankey, the commissioner, says the decision was unanimous among the 16 schools to do this.
Whoa, really?
It's starting.
Here we go.
Golden State head coach Steve Kerr keeps saying stupid things. And now he's whining that NBA players need to play fewer games, like 10 games less. Stevie believes the modern game is more of what he calls pace and therefore not as healthy a sport now. Twitter quickly weighed in. The Mexanadian tweeting, quote, I don't watch or even care about basketball, but the NHL not only plays 82 games, it's going to increase to 84. It's infinitely more physical, fast, and harder to play than the bouncy ball with nets. I think you're just the word rhymes with wussy, end quote.
Well, he's right. I watched a little hockey last night, and again, if you haven't actually played hockey, you have no idea what it's like to actually be on the ice on skates and try to do what they're doing when someone's trying to beat the crap out of you. That's a hell of a sport, I promise you.
The Iranian sports minister, Ahmed Goatstuffer, says the Iranian men's soccer team will not travel to the U.S. to play in this summer's World Cup.
Darn.
Meanwhile, video has surfaced showing panicked Iranian thugs frantically searching the Australian hotel for the 5 soccer girls who escaped to seek refuge. Dramatic footage shows an Australian woman mocking the panicked Iranian goons after they realized that the 5 players had escaped and sought asylum. Anxious-looking Iranian handlers, security staffers, and coaches seen running down the stairs of a hotel searching for the players.
Love it.
And she yelled at him, "You're in Australia now. You're in Australia, mother blankers."
Yeah, you're Mississippi now, boy.
She was taunting 2 men and a woman in Muslim headgear, saying, "You better run." Then she chases them. "Yeah, we're going to get you now." What cowards. She finished them off with a resounding, "Get the blank out of our country."
God bless her.
Give her automatic American citizenship right now, by God. At least one woman still has cojones in Australia.
In Australia,
meanwhile,
they took their guns away. Yeah.
The interim Iranian government claims Australia has kidnapped the girls.
There you go. Typical. And by the way, where are the women's groups who are complaining about everything in the world about what's going on with Iranian women and not supporting them? Ladies, what's the deal?
Where's Megan Rapinoe, who always has to run her mouth about soccer and America and all that? Yeah. Not a peep, not a syllable.
Girls in sports, where's your comments? Yeah.
Fanatics says they have the highest-selling modern baseball card ever. An Aaron Judge card just sold for $5.2 million American dollars.
And was it 4 years ago? Sold for a couple $100,000 or something. I hear.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Have you found yourself lately wondering what former football player Shiloh Sanders is up to these days?
Wasn't he a quarterback or something? Or
no, he wasn't a quarterback.
No.
He's like
he was the other brother.
Something else.
Yeah, he was the other kid.
Yeah,
I remember.
Well, don't fret. Shiloh is staying busy. He's playing lots of Call of Duty video games.
Oh.
Why? He's practicing for World War III. Shiloh expects to be drafted by the U.S. military, despite the fact there's no draft. Shiloh saying, quote, "They said we're going to war soon, so I got to get right," end quote.
By playing the video games, because there's a lot of that, mostly near the front lines.
He's going to be ready.
Yeah,
he's right.
Yeah.
1982, Ballantine Books publishes the first of 7 annual Bill James abstracts, bringing the author into the national spotlight for his statistical insight into the game.
Yeah.
The sabermetrician's initial self-published efforts, written on the night shift as a security guard at Stokely Van Camp's Pork and Beans Cannery, introduces baseball fans to a new way and revolutionizes the game.
Now, people have never heard that name. If you need to look up more. What a story that was when he popped on the scene. Very strange.
Got that true. 1915, Red Byron was born, auto racer, won the NASCAR Strictly Stock Car Championship in 49, born in Plaster Cove, Virginia. Listener Randy Law sent me more info. Red was a flight engineer during World War II, a P-24 bomber, B-24. Wow. Nearly got his entire left leg shut off, would modify a strapped apparatus on his leg so he could operate a clutch, and won the first NASCAR title with a bootlegger car.
Wow, no kidding. Back in the old real
happy
days.
Birthday, happy 70th birthday to Dale Murphy, born in 1956. Came up a catcher, converted to a great outfielder, 7-time All-Star, National League MVP 2 years in a row, 5-time Gold Glove Award, National League home run leader twice for the Braves, mainly. Born in Portland, Oregon, should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. One of the great sportsmen and gentlemen of all time,
yes,
really.
A wonderful man.
Yeah. I bet no one's ever said a bad word about him other than, darn it, you hit a home run off me.
He was here the other day, and
was he?
Yeah, and he must have just generally chatted to everybody here just like he was a normal person. I mean, just
what a guy.
Big down-to-earth guy.
Mr. Moon. 5:31.
So much to ask him.
Kimmer, Pete, and Flower, how you doing? 5:31, beautiful afternoons it turned out on 106.3. Welcome aboard. What are you doing?
Hey, what's up? It's Drake Baldwin here to talk about my personal Rookie of the Year, Superior Plumbing. They say you can't be Rookie of the Year more than once, but Superior has been proving themselves for over 40 years as the GOAT of plumbing. Whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or water heater, I call Superior Plumbing, and you should too. They handle each job with care and honesty. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422-PLUM.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet. Looking for a mower that's built to last? Step up to Cub Cadet. At Howard Brothers, they carry the full line of Cub Cadet, delivering the power and performance you expect and need when mowing. And here's what really sets them apart. When you buy from Howard Brothers, you're not just buying a Cub Cadet mower. You're getting trusted service and support long after the sale. Don't buy your Cub Cadet just anywhere. Buy it where you can service it. Howard Brothers.
The future of lacrosse starts here. Join the Georgia Swarm in their 10th season for Grow the Game Night, Saturday, March 14th at Gas South Arena. Presented by Singleton Marine. Lacrosse is one of the fastest growing youth sports in America. So join the Swarm this Saturday night to inspire the next generation with fast-paced National Lacrosse League action. The Georgia Swarm is the South's home to professional lacrosse. Get your tickets for Saturday, March 14th at 7:30 p.m. Gas South Arena at georgiaswarm.com.
Shop in the new 2026 Toyota Camry? Psst, come here. Make your move right now during Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event now through March 31st. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. And you can buy with confidence. Marietta Toyota is a BBB A+ rated business with a 4.6-star Google rating and over 11,000 reviews. Right now, we've got strong Camry inventory, so you can choose the trim and color you actually want. Special APR is available as well on new 2026 Camrys, 4.99% APR for 72 months for well-qualified buyers. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium, Marietta Toyota. Since 1975, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers are qualified. Offer ends 3/31/26. Lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for details.
When I first started using a CPAP, getting supplies and equipment was a horrible hassle.
It pretty much stayed that way until I discovered CPAPs, etc.com. Same-day shipping on anything you might need, including travel CPAPs, hoses, masks, you name it. Same-day shipping. CPAPsETC.com or visit their store in Alpharetta. So easy, and you could be preserving your health and saving your life.
Stovall & Company is a locally owned and operated family business that has been around for 75 years, offering quality wholesale landscape supplies to North Georgia. We just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia at 9500 Union Hill. Stovall provides contractors with personalized expert service from special requests to direct job site delivery for hassle-free jobs and quality relationships at competitive prices. From plants to irrigation to hardscapes, Stovall truly has it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com.
I joke with my kids, when I go, you're going to have to say, Dad, stop it. Well, the fact of the matter is when I go, or even before that, obviously, my kids are going to know where to find my stuff. Things like my medical records, which the Biden administration VA screwed me out of my benefits. Anyway, again, I didn't have medical records I lost down in Florida. And so, I didn't have a safe down there from Atlanta Safe House. I think my first safe was one of their Brownings. This was decades ago. They have more Browning and Fort Knox safes than anybody in this part of the country. All the top brands, and there's always specials and deals and rebates. They're famous for their rebates. And Mark was saying they got 500 safes right there in their new location. They moved to Union Hill Road in Alpharetta. And they have specials and deals. And don't forget, only retired Army military people and police and firefighters you can trust in your house or office to deliver them for you, too. And they've got little teeny safes for little pistols and jewelry things. And they've got safes for big long guns, bows and arrows, vault doors for crying out loud. They can build you a family storm shelter. And these guys at Atlanta Safe House, they protect your rights as much as they protect your stuff. No one's getting your master reset code. Check them out. Sales all over the place. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, where we're bringing you the biggest diamond engagement and wedding event of the year. Our spring bridal event is back. For one weekend only, take advantage of exclusive savings, extensive designer lines, and an incredible event-only diamond selection. Plus, get event-only savings of up to $3,000 or 0% APR financing for 3 years at D. Geller & Son's spring bridal event. It's this weekend, Friday through Sunday, in both showrooms, Kennesaw and Sandy Springs. Save even more when you RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Did you know that there are over 34,000 lawyers in the state of Georgia? Yet despite that huge number, Bruce Hagen was recently named by his peers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state. Do you know who is not among the top 100 lawyers in the state? Some clown standing on top of an 18-wheeler. Those kind of lawyers may make flashy ads, but they're just marketers, not real lawyers. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need Bruce Hagen, a real lawyer who tries cases and wins. Call Bruce Hagen. He's the real deal for your injury case. Hagen-law.com.
Calling all contractors. Stovall & Company Wholesale Landscape Supply is here for you.
We've been family owned and operated for more than 75 years, and we just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia.
We are proud to provide all your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs.
We are partnered with Keystone Hardscape to offer a wide variety of products to enhance any outdoor living space.
Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com or visit any of our convenient locations throughout North Georgia.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's the camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
These people with their anti-ICE actions out there are not protesters. They are insurrectionists. They are armed. They are violent. They are organized. They carry guns.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Cameron, Pete, and Flounder, I got a couple updates here on the Jew haters of the Democrat-inspired party. But first, the gentle sound of the Velvet Underground and Nico. The debut album by the Velvet Underground, released on this day in 1967 by Verve Records. The record was a commercial failure, pretty much ignored by the critics. But the Velvet Underground and Nico, it says here, now widely recognized as one of the greatest and most influential albums in the history of popular music. The album cover recognizable for featuring a Warhol print of a banana. Early copies of the album invited the owner to peel slowly and see, and peeling back the banana skin revealed a flesh-colored banana underneath. Velvet Underground and Nico. Would you say that this was one of the most influential albums in the history of pop music?
Yeah, I wouldn't say this song, even though it's a good song. Lou Reed and John Kell. In fact, Apple TV has a documentary on it. I haven't watched it yet. It looks fantastic.
I didn't know Lou Reed
because
was
their
part of that.
drummer, Mo, lived out in LaGrange, had a farm for a long time.
No kidding. Cool. Yeah. Kim, Pete, and Flounder, our birthday, a couple updates here coming up in just a second. Our Ron Jeremy's birthday. I can't believe he hasn't died from things. Ron Jeremy's 73. He has more than 2,300 porn movies under his belt, literally and figuratively. One of the most hideous-looking porn stars.
Hedgehog.
God. He was indicted on over 30 counts of sexual assault, but he was found unfit to stand trial because he's losing his mind. And he's going into senile something or other. Ron Jeremy, 72 years old. And again, if you've ever seen the picture, I mean, he was back when kids like me were looking at porn and Playboy magazine type days in the 70s or something. And he was ugly, fat and bearded and hairy and, oh, God. And not, well, anyway. Kim, Pete, and Flounder, here we go. What do you got here? Andrew Young's birthday, 94 years old. Andy Young.
Wow.
Yeah, the kind of the calm, well-spoken one of
sit down and talk to him.
Civil rights movement. Yeah, absolutely. And this is back in the day when I came here in '72, and Hosea Williams was the bull in the china shop, and Andy Young would say, "Oh no," and Martin Luther King, all that kind of stuff. But of course he was gone by then. But anyway, Andrew Young was. The voice of reason, basically. 94 years old. He was a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, as I recall.
He got fired from that, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And let's see. Marlon Jackson from the Jackson 5 is 69 years old today, for the record. A couple things here. By the way, the FBI just did a news conference in Virginia about the shooting at the Old Dominion University. And here's the latest story. They're saying, I got to open up the New York Post headline. Here we go. This website of theirs is horribly slow and recycles all the time. A former ROT student fatally stabbed the crazed ISIS-linked gunman who opened fire inside an Old Dominion University classroom today. The shooter was Mohammed Scumbag, 36 years old, gunned down an instructor before the unidentified cadet jumped into action and put an end to the suspected terror attack. The guy was convicted of trying to support ISIS and asked if it was an ROTC class. When he walked into the classroom, somebody told him it was. He began shooting. The FBI is calling it an act of terrorism. Within an hour, school officials said there was no longer a threat. Deceased now thanks to a group of brave students who stepped in and subdued him. Actions that obviously saved the lives of so many others, and also quick response of law enforcement. The instructor, a retired military officer, was killed at the scene. 2 other victims wounded in the hail of bullets, but they're going to be okay, apparently. One of the victims brought to the hospital said Old Dominion Police Chief Garrett Shelton at a press conference. Wounded victims, members of the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps, ROTC, at Old Dominion, and coordinating with the university, act of terrorism. Now, that's one, and now the other one, I'm going to try to recycle this in real time if they'll let me do it. That's the Old Dominion. And now in Michigan, the other case, and again, we don't know whether this is some kind of call to action like sleeper cells or something. This appears to be 2 incidents obviously related to Donald Trump going into Iran and bombing stuff. I mean, it's obviously they're Jew haters. I mean, so whether they were called to action by other than the Democrat Party in America, which is calling all the action, they're still trying to kill Donald Trump. Anyway, now in Michigan, the would-be Michigan car bomber rammed his truck loaded with explosives into the Temple Israel preschool. And armed, a car bomber had a vehicle full of explosives. He barreled down a hallway before security opened fire and killed him. He blasted through the doors and sped through the building that had 140 students inside, and security started shooting and got him. Wow. Again, the good news is that the synagogue and the Jewish school have armed security guards.
Yeah, carry a gun.
And again, if I were going to a Jewish meetings and stuff here in Atlanta or anywhere else right now for a while, I'd be armed.
Michigan, and New York.
And in fact, I guarantee you, if you put out a call, there are a lot of us who'd be very, very happy to show up as security guards, and we would be armed, but we wouldn't have rifles on our shoulders. But we would be very happy. Or if you want, we will show them. Like I did that. I used to do that. In fact, when that Marine got murdered here in Atlanta, several years ago, I stood in front of recruiting offices armed with a gun. With 2 guns, actually. Anyway, we'll be happy to do that. If you're afraid for yourself and if you have a synagogue or a Jewish community center or something that's looking for people to work security, we'll do it. Give us a call, 404-741-1230. I guarantee you'll get a lot of help. I promise you'll get people, gentlemen and ladies who know what they're doing and are calm and collected and are just there to be helpers. Nobody rabble-rousing or anything. I promise you it'll be true like that. Well, I feel better already.
Solve that problem.
Yeah. And I got my wallet. I can't believe that lady found my wallet. I was a nightmare. I took 2 trips to work, spent 2 hours trying. Oh, God. Anyways.
I wish they could have heard my phone call with you. Well, Kimberly, what do you want to do? I don't know. Give me 15 seconds. Give me 15 seconds.
I was in flounder. I don't know what to do. I can't. But oh, my God. There she is.
And notice, with zero prep pretty much for 2 hours before, what a great show it's been today.
Well, it's only because of gangsters and weirdo Democrats who don't like military people to get food. 5:45 already. Oh, Lisa, we got tweets? You want to do some? You got any tweets over there? Let's do tweets. Yeah. All right, look out.
If you listen to Extra, share it with a friend. It's how we grow and how we can reach everyone in the Atlanta community that believes in the American way of life. If you value the station, help us grow by telling someone about the Extra 106.3 app.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
We found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee. We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or honestcarguy.com.
Immaculately designed and manicured backyards can significantly enhance your property's value and visual appeal. And by adding a customized, professionally designed and installed artificial putting green from ATL Turf Co., it'll take your home to the next level. ATL Turf Co.'s custom greens are designed to replicate tournament-level green conditions with realistic ball bounce, roll, and speed, and has a stimp meter of 10 to 12.5. So maybe it's time to consider artificial turf.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turf Co. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out. Because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Selling your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team. Visit brokermike.com or call 678-780-HOME.
Hey, it's Kimber. Let me ask you something. When you paid your health insurance bill this month, did you think, how am I supposed to keep paying this and I don't even use it? Feels like a waste of money. Well, that's where a lot of people are right now. It's too expensive, but you can't afford to not have it. So what are you supposed to do? Well, that's where my guy Steven comes in, the health insurance doctor. He does this every day. That's why they call him the health insurance doctor. He'll look at what you have and tell you straight if there's a better way. Here's an example. This is true. One family was paying over $3,000 a month. Now it's around $1,200 without sacrificing coverage. Does not happen for everybody, but shows it's possible. And yes, there are plans with PPO networks, no deductible options, year-round enrollment. Anybody can sit around and just complain about their premiums all year, but not everybody can do something about it. My friend Steven, health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. You could be saving money before you even know it. The health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. healthinsurancedoctor.net.
You and your buddy. You've been through a lot with each other. The ups and the downs. He's been with you every morning, noon, and night. You've traveled the world together. Heck, he was even with you on your first big date. But have you noticed he's struggling lately? Not performing on the job. He can't even stand up straight anymore. He's wanting to cry out for help but just doesn't know how. He needs Dr. Dio and Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can give him the gift of good posture this year, help him stand proud and become all he was meant to be. Now, take him by the hand, look him in the eye and say, I appreciate you, little fella, and we're going to get you some help. We're going to call 404-777-1911. We're going to visit stopmyed.com. We are going to say goodbye to erectile dysfunction forever. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's one worth having. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Online at stopmyed.com.
Start your engines.
I'm 8th generation watermelon farmer and NASCAR driver Ross Chastain. And one thing's for sure, racing with professional drivers requires me to use my melon. So if you've had a drink after a long day at work or celebrated a little too much, always surrender those keys to a sober designated driver. Because you should never mix drinking with any kind of driving, and that's using your melon.
Sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Did your security provider sell your account to another company? Or are you unhappy with your current security service? I'm Matt Harvey with Alert 360 Security. We protect the homes and businesses of over 12,000 of your friends and neighbors right here in Metro Atlanta. Our award-winning customer service and 5-diamond certified monitoring start at just $15.95 a month. Switching to Alert 360 is easy. Visit alert360.com to learn more. Sign up in March and get a free electronic door lock. Protect what matters most with Alert 360.
All right.
You know, your harmonica playing could probably fit in with
Charlie
jazz.
Where's
that note?
It's just really trying to find the right note. There's only 8 of them, I think, isn't it? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There's 8 of them. Anyway, and by the way, I'm telling you, this is one of the great things is if you Google the Do, Re, Mi flash mob at the train station in Antwerp or someplace, it's a wonderful 2 or 3 minutes of music. Little people dancing and coming in. Sorry. This is was kind of a sad day and not that surprising to people who knew him. In 1955, when Charlie Parker died of a heart attack in New York City, the jazz saxophonist, composer Charlie Parker was watching Tommy Dorsey's orchestra on TV at the time and died of a heart attack. Charlie Parker was only 34. The coroner who performed the autopsy looked at him and said, he's about 60. And he was 34. Years of alcohol and drug abuse, and that will do it. Let's see. Our birthday list includes, if you watch Deadwood, there's an actor named Titus Welliver, 64 today. Let's see. Daryl. I'm sorry?
He's done stuff. Bosch.
And Bosch,
He's
too.
done a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Harry Bosch books. I love the Harry Bosch books. Is that Michael Connolly, I think?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken? Yeah. I've read probably, in fact, one of his books, oh God, I wish I shouldn't have done this because now it's a small book of his, Michael Connolly. Oh, God. And it's called something like, oh, Lord. I'll look it up and I'll tell you tomorrow. I hate when I do this. One of my favorite books, and it's right on the tip of my tongue. And it's very short. It's like 150 pages.
Move on.
All right, sorry. Darryl Strawberry's birthday. He is 64, and it says Darryl Strawberry used to make love to women between innings.
In the bullpen.
In the bullpen,
Underneath.
Yeah, and let's see. How about one early feminism in America on this day in 1776? On this day in Baltimore, Maryland, public notices appear in local papers recognizing the sacrifice of women to the cause of the revolution on this day in 1776. It urged others to recognize women's contributions and necessity of taking all imaginable care of those who may happen to be wounded in the country's cause, urges us to address our humane ladies to lend us their kind assistance in furnishing us with linen rags and old sheeting for bandages. Women supported the cause, providing nursing assistance. One Form 8 provided by women. Protest against British taxation. Women's boycotts united the colonies against British taxation required the female participation far more than men because men designing the non-importation agreements chose to boycott products used by women, like cotton. When they threw the tea, when they threw the tea overboard, it was women who drank the tea, not the men. It hurt the women, so they were ticked off. John Adams and other men in power thought it best to stop importing the fabrics to make their clothing, and of course that impacted the women who had to homespun things now all of a sudden. So in 1776, Abigail begged John to remember the ladies while drafting the United States Constitution, and he did with that comment. She was not begging a favor, she was demanding payment of an enduring debt for the women of the Revolutionary War. And God bless them. 554, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, by the way, now, another quick update here. The suspect who rammed his car into the synagogue and was killed by security guards, thank God they were there with guns, he exchanged gunfire with them, too. So he had explosives in the truck and also a loaded gun that he was shooting at the security guards. And I don't know from this story whether they were off-duty police officers or hired security guards. I don't know. Either way, they had guns. God bless them. And so that guy's dead. And then the other guy, Old Dominion's dead because he was stabbed by an ROTC student and some other students who rushed him when he was causing his trouble.
They gutted him.
Absolutely. And by the way, a quick update here. Mickey Rourke, I mentioned yesterday, he's been told to get out of his place where he was renting they owed him $60,000 in rent in his L.A. home. He said the living conditions were horrible, unacceptable. That's why he didn't pay the money. It's not because he didn't have it. He said there were problems with it went unaddressed, his efforts to have them fixed. There were issues with rats and rodents. Nobody ever did anything about it. The plumbing didn't work. Despite lots of requests for repairs, the basic maintenance was never handled. He said, I couldn't keep paying for a house in such poor condition after so many attempts to fix it. So he got a judgment by default because he didn't show up. And anyway, so he's been booted out of his thing and still owes $60,000. But he says, I'm not asking for money. Oh, there's a GoFundMe for him. 556, we're running out of time. In fact, we may save this for tomorrow. Pete Davis found a story about a 500-year-old miracle image of Virgin Mary reveals impossible microscopic reflection. Scientists analyzing the tilma of Guadalupe, a cactus fiber cloak that Christians believe bears a miraculous image of the Virgin Mary, claims they see 13 tiny human figures embedded within her eye. And they can only be seen through digital enlargement, resembling witnesses present when the artifact was first revealed in the 16th century. High-resolution images, sections of the face, hands, robe, and mantle appear to have been applied in a single step. No sketches, corrections, or visible brush strokes. Well, if they have them, then why can't we see them? Where are they? If they can see them with a microscope, then let's get them out there. Hey, I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. Hold on, I got Flounder. One more Flounder's funny. Here we go. It's Thursday.
So my wife and I went to go see Hamilton on Broadway. Everybody was talking about Hamilton, right? You'd run into these people like, have you seen it? Oh my God, it is amazing. We saw it. Oh, how many times? How many times did we see it? 3 times. We saw it 3 times, and each time it was just it changed me it changed me. Right? Now, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, I ain't gonna like this. Right? My kids changed me, not Lin-Manuel. So we go. Right? My wife and I sit down. This woman sits next to me. Right? She's digging in her purse. It's killing me, right? I'm like, find it! I gotta get out of here, babe. We gotta leave. I can't deal with this with the purse. I don't know what she's looking for, but it's killing me. So this thing starts, right? 10 minutes into Hamilton, I tap my wife. I go, I got no idea what's going on. I didn't understand that. I couldn't understand the rapping. I'm like, what did he say? The characters, Hamilton. I didn't even know what Hamilton did. I went to this play to find out why this guy was so fabulous, right? And you got to understand something about my wife and I. We are dumb. All right? Like, as a couple, like, we're equally dumb. You don't find this in a lot of relationships. In a normal, healthy relationship, someone is always smarter than the other person. And you rely on the smart one to get you through movies, books, and life. We don't have this dynamic. I'll tap my wife. I go, you know what's going on? She's like, no, you? Nothing. Like, no. Like, we just sit there. Dumb.
That's why you have intermission, so you can leave with the crowd.
Yep.
Maniscalco is our buddy from New York. Anyway, boys, what an interesting day this was, and I can't believe I've got my wallet. Thank you, sweet lady from the neighborhood. Anyway, God bless America. Boys, tomorrow, Let It Rip Friday, anything goes. And Christine, sing me home, baby, because I got to go. You're killing me. Well, look out, Herb. Stand by.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Xtra 1063.
The president sending love to the Detroit area. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. After a synagogue was attacked.
It's a terrible thing, but it goes on. We're going to be right down to the bottom of it.
A man armed with a rifle rammed into the Temple Israel synagogue outside Detroit. He was shot and killed.
Investigators are telling us that the vehicle is registered to a naturalized U.S. citizen from Lebanon who lives in Dearborn, Michigan. So investigators tell us he drove down the hallway and he was still going until an armed security guard stepped in. And this synagogue actually hired